Welcome to End Zone Live, and thank you for watching WagerTalk TV here on the final full NFL Sunday of the regular season. Obviously, the playoffs start next week. There will be 3 games next Sunday, 2 next Saturday, and 1 on Monday night for Wild Card Weekend. But that's in the future. We're worried about the present right now. I'm Ted Savransky. Teddy covers, joined by Jesse Schul from not just the other side of the pond. You're on the other side of the world. Jess, welcome to the show, man. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, Teddy. The New Year's was great for me. That 6-day fast that I did made me feel 10 years younger.
So you were fasting for like 100 hours or something, right?
More than 100 hours, I think. Between Christmas and New Year's, I didn't eat until just before midnight on New Year's Eve.
So you were drinking. What was it like? What was this fast?
Just
water, right?
Water and electrolytes, yeah.
But that's it.
That's it.
And you live to tell about it.
It gets easy after 24 hours. The first 24 hours is quite difficult. It's a little bit shocking. Your body's like lunchtime, supper time. After the first 24 hours, it becomes normal.
Carmine Bianco, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you today?
What's up, guys? Final weekend of the season.
Of the regular season. There's still
season, yes.
4 more weekends, but it's worth noting, all right? We have 16 games in the NFL this weekend. Next weekend, we've got 6, then 4, then 2, then 1. So there's 13 games the rest of the NFL season. There's only 3 games left of the college season. There's as many games in week 18 as there are remaining in the entirety of the NFL and college football season. So whatever that's worth. Is that important in any way?
No. Sorry. Teddy, I was actually looking at, have you seen the opening lines for the playoffs? Even though the matchups aren't set, FanDuel has lines up already.
For potential matchups, I have not seen them. Why don't you run them? What do we got?
All right, so we'll start with the Patriots. If they're playing the Chargers, the Patriots are -3, total of 45.5. If the Bills are playing the Jaguars, Bills are 1.5, total of 50.5. Houston and Pittsburgh. If that's the matchup, 3.5 over for Houston, over 38.5. Bills are 1.5, total of 50.5. Yes.
Yes, what?
You guys heard that, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
There's an echo there. There's 2 Green Bay lines. Green Bay versus the Bears. Green Bay is 1.5, -47.5. Green Bay over Philly. Against Philly. Philly is 3 with a total of 43.5. The Rams and the Bears. The Rams, 4.5, total of 51.5. Rams and Eagles. Rams are 1.5, 46.5. Rams and Carolina. That doesn't make any sense. But Carolina, that's right. Carolina can still get in. Rams, 10.5, -46.5. The biggest spread thus far. Rams and Buccaneers. Rams 7.5, 49.5. And then a Houston-Baltimore would be Baltimore 1.5 with a total of 40.5.
So those are the potential look-ahead lines for the wild card weekend or matchups. These are from FanDuel or DK?
From FanDuel.
That's from FanDuel. So those are FanDuel's numbers for the potential look-ahead matchups. I'm going to run through the board right now, talk about where the money is coming right before kickoff. And, boy, if there's ever a day to watch End Zone Live, today is that day. I expect we'll have a lot in terms of in-game wagers. And I'm going to ask for your guys' help in the audience. When you see something, one thing we can't do, because we're all on air, we don't have volume on. So when you hear the announcer say something, when you see a team that's like whoever was supposed to be the starting quarterback, all of a sudden sitting on the sideline, please put it in the chat for us. It'll help us a lot when it comes to knowing which teams are still fighting 100% for 60 minutes and which teams might not fight 60 minutes on the final Sunday of the regular season. Let's go through the numbers right now. It's been nothing but Vikings money all week. Minnesota as high as -13. There's 13 in juice in the global marketplace. 12.5 out there at the likes of DK and FanDuel. 12.5 here in Vegas. Total in that game sitting at 37. Total hasn't seen much action really all week long. Houston and Indy, we're seeing a little bit of Indy money right now. That line down to 9.5 for the Texans. Total sitting 37.5 for that ball game. The betting markets respecting the Texans defense and or disrespecting Riley Leonard and what he's going to be capable of doing against that defense. Nothing but Bengals money. Lots of Bengals money. Some of it's mine. Right now I'm seeing Cincy up to 9.5. There are even 10s out there for Cincinnati. 47, the current total. There are 47.5s out there. Looking at the odds logic live odds screen. I'm going to take a sip before I continue.
Me too, Teddy.
Morning. Giants. Dallas was. I was thinking about laying 3.5 with Dallas. I probably should have laid 3 with Dallas, but it also concerned me that there was enough money on the Giants to take it off the 3.5 and back down to 3. Dallas is a team I will be looking perhaps to hit live today. Cowboys -3 with juice. Total 50/50.5 against the G-men. We've seen Falcons money come in, and really I thought it might come overnight. Didn't come overnight. It's only come this morning. Atlanta obviously has played good football in recent weeks. So has New Orleans. They made me a lot of money last week. Right now, Falcons -4.5, 4.5 with juice at the sharp books, as low as 3.5 at DK still. Total 43, but there's definitely the sharps all over Atlanta this morning. I don't think Chris Olave is going to suit up for New Orleans. He's been an impact player for them. And in terms of the receiving core, Tennessee and Jacksonville, I'm seeing 12.5, 13 for the Jags. We've seen some Jags money, but it hasn't been crazy. And right now, we're actually seeing a little bit of Tennessee money, some buyback. But yeah, 12.5, 13 for the Jags. Total 46/46.5. Tennessee battled New Orleans last week, came up short. We'll see how much fight they have on the highway in their season finale. Looking at the 4 o'clock games, the 4:25 games, or I'm in Vegas, the 1:25 games. Let's call it, by the way. Ray says Olave is not going. That's what I suspected. So that's at least part of why we're seeing some of the Atlanta money. But looking at the late games, I'll go a little quicker here. New England 13.5, even 14s out there. Has been all Patriots money. 45.5 the total in that ball game. And it's worth noting they're betting it at 13.5. You know, there was as low as 9.5 at the open. Now it's 13.5. KC, it's been Raiders money coming in. No one thinks the Chiefs are better. Don't seem to think the Chiefs are legit road favorites. That's down to 4. There are 4.5 still out there. 36. Vegas currently in position to have the number 1 seed, the number 1 draft pick. And Vegas is not winning this game. There are no locks. Cheap money line, could be worth a look. We'll just leave it at that. Bears money has come in this morning. Chicago -4.5 now against the Lions. Detroit with nothing to play for. Of course, the Bears don't have much to play for either. 51.5 the prevailing total here. Buffalo 12 against the Jets. That number got bet all the way down, and now it's come back up. So we've seen Buffalo money today. Total there 38.5 against the Jets, who are very ready for this season to be over. Philly and Washington, nothing but Commanders money. Philly's not playing starters in this one, or some of their starters in this one. They're still favored, 3.5 total, 38.5. Rams money against Arizona. This one, it hasn't really done much all week. It's been 14.5, still 14.5. And it's important, of course, we talk about the concepts of getting the best of the number. If you like the Rams, find a -14. If you like the Cardinals, find a +14.5. Don't lose these games by half a point. If you have 1 out, open a second one. If you have 2 outs, open a third one. You can and should be getting these half points for free in games like this. I know I lecture, but that's why you watch this show. You watch the show to hear pros tell you what things you need to be doing. And one of them you need to be doing is getting half points for free, having more than 1 account. Again, Rams, you can lay 14. You can take 14.5. It's up to you. Chargers and Broncos. Denver 14 as expected. I put up a free play video that favored the Chargers. I said, don't bet it yet. It's going to get to 14. It has gotten to 14. It's at 14.5 at some books. You're kind of betting on the Chargers to show up and the Broncos not to obliterate them. Denver did a good job obliterating KC last year in their season finale.
I like the Chargers, and if Denver scores early and that number gets bumped up, That's one I'll keep my eye on for an in-game bet.
Excellent. But of course, that's the
we won't be on there though.
On the show.
Downfield.
I'm sorry, Carm?
I was saying to Jess, how much confidence do you have in Trey Lance being able to throw downfield?
Well, people talk about motivation. Why is this team motivated? Trey Lance should be very motivated. He's not guaranteed a spot on a roster in the NFL. We saw him in the preseason.
Any opportunities to be motivated, and he hasn't done anything. Going from starting in San Fran, where he got a couple.
He did play in Week 18 last year, and he was quite serviceable. And Dallas lost by 4 points, and he was all right in the preseason. He didn't turn the ball over. So
he was
in the last 2 years since in the opportunities he's had, he's been backup quarterback material, and that's all he's playing for right now.
Now, I don't want you to be a historian, but can you go back and look at who he's played against and find a defense that was as good as the Denver Broncos?
Or an offense that is as bad as the Denver Broncos? Because it goes both ways.
Well, we shall see. But I'm not on that game. I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? With some of these, as Teddy said, some of these lines have really gotten away. And I fully agree with the worst thing that could happen to Vegas is for them to actually take this game serious and try and beat KC and lose that draft pick. They were gifted it by the New York Giants. Don't gift it away by winning a game that means absolutely nothing for your franchise moving forward. That number one pick, you've got to end up with that number one pick.
We really appreciate the likes. We really appreciate the comments. I'm trying to put as many comments as we can on the screen. AWB4 talking about Harbaugh's motivation personified. He's going to play hard. AWB4 is on Trey Lance over 15.5 completions. Charlie Bones says I put up a Chiefs free play. And sure, I'm confident that organizationally the Raiders do not want to win today. So, given that one team doesn't want to win, my thought process is let's bet against them as best that we can. So there's certainly some interest in the Raiders side for me. And in this card, obviously the number now better than it was. Let's bring Joe Madden into the equation. Hey, Joe, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys doing? Excited for these games?
Anybody?
We don't have to lie, do we?
Not really.
Don't lie, Jesse.
This is like the 1 week, all weekend, all season where I'm just like, like you're even you've had a good year, you're done with it. You're like, okay, let's get to the playoffs. It kind of feels like that. I think we're gonna have Teddy. We're definitely gonna have better second half betting opportunities than just as we see, as you mentioned, and people will post in the chat, players not playing in the second half coming out of the game. We'll see if that happens in the Jags game as well too. But game-wise, weekend-wise, I'm not too thrilled with this week. I just want to get into the playoffs.
We get a couple questions right before kickoff. What do you guys think of Cleveland, Cincy under 47.5? I can't bet Bengals games under. I just can't. The offense is too good. The defense is too bad. I haven't bet a Bengals game under this year that I remember. Anyone looking at that?
No.
I agree with you.
I took the over when it was at 45, so I got it early, and that was just a couple days ago, I think, before it steamed to 47.5.
Anyone like that Rams under against Arizona? That number sitting at what, 40? Also 47.5, 48. Any thoughts there?
Me too. I'd look at Cardinals, maybe team total under, but you got Matt Stafford. He wants back in playoff or MVP contention, right? He might show up big.
So let me ask you about that, Joe. Do you think that's a real motivator for a guy like Stafford in Week 18? Because I'm saying Stafford could give a crap about MVP. Stafford wants a ring,
true.
I mean, and he's already is he the betting? I haven't even looked. Is he still the betting favorite?
No, he's not. He's fallen into the second behind Drake May, right? So I think he wants MVP. I think he wants a ring too. So I think he comes out, plays really hard to start that game, and they could pull away. Right? I'd look at Cardinals team total under, if anything.
Titan CT says he commented on one of the shows that Purdy's hitting a stride. Not so much yesterday, but that was an offensive line issue. Again, the quarterback always gets blamed. Seattle's got a Super Bowl caliber defense, and San Fran's offensive line was missing some pretty key pieces last night. I don't blame Purdy for the 49ers failures. Do you guys?
No, I thought it was a bad spot for 49ers. They had sort of peaked. I felt like they'd hit that. They'd peaked. They'd gone on that run. I had a 5% play on Seattle yesterday, so I wasn't expecting much from San Francisco.
Nice job, Jesse. Good win. I had a 5% big ticket on Carolina. That was not a right side, but it got there. And I'll take those anytime I can get them. The blocked field goal was the one that's of all the plays in that game that was crucial. The block and also the not safety / pick six when Lance was throwing it, or not Lance. I'm thinking
Bryce Young?
Trey Lance on the break. On the last when Bryce Young was throwing out of the end zone after that great punt down at the 3 with 20 seconds left, that was fraught with stress. It got there.
I'm happy to say I had 4% plays on both of your teams that ended up winning yesterday, so I'm pretty happy with that. Not 5s, but I'll take some good 4s. Houston down to the 20-yard line against the Colts on a big play.
That number already up to 12.5. Minnesota's already up to 15.5 at some books. FanDuel's got it at 15.5 right now. Cincy down to 7.5 at a couple of books. What's going on that one? Let me get my TV situated. You guys are in charge for a minute.
Looks like Cincy's on 4th down. That's what I'm seeing at least.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Myles Garrett 2+ sacks in this game? You couldn't even bet him for 1. It's like minus 200 or something for the 1 sack.
Yeah.
Has he already broken the record, or does he actually still need some?
No, he needs 1.
Yeah.
And does that mean he hasn't had any in the last few games? Because I thought he was going to break it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he didn't get any last game. But Burrow was saying he's not going to go out of his way not to allow Myles Garrett to get the sack, which I thought was interesting.
The old Brett Favre, Reggie White thing?
Yes, could be. Could be. Let's have a look here. You'd think usually by this point we have some scoring in the NFL, even though we're only 2 minutes in.
What do you think about Riley Leonard to run one in with his legs, you guys? I got that. I'm going to be sweating it. It was plus 430. He can't pass the ball for the Colts out there.
He's certainly a willing runner. So, yeah. We've seen
I've
him
got
do it.
him. I've got Shedeur Sanders for a rushing touchdown at plus 600. Couldn't believe how much value on that. And then Trevor Lawrence, it's his daughter's first birthday. So I got him to rush in a tutty. I took the first touchdown as well, but I doubt it hits. It's plus 1,200.
I like this idea of betting on these backup quarterbacks in these games because, as I mentioned with Trey Lance, this is like their Super Bowl, right? They don't get a chance to start all year. You throw them in a game where they might be going against an opponent that could let up late. They could get an opportunity to put something on film. Guys like Riley Leonard are not guaranteed a spot on the roster next year and years to come, right?
Yeah.
All right, I got all the games on the TVs now. We've got 6 games going now. This is the only week of the year we have 6 games starting in the early window and 7 games starting in the late window. Usually it's sometimes you have a 9-2 ratio. This is not one of those weeks.
Teddy, offhand, can you think of any backups that have gone off for 300-400 yards in week 18, put up a ton of stats to get the fan base excited and get them a new contract the next year?
Chase Daniel had a big week 18 one time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of but I don't know. Dude, I have a hard time remembering what happened yesterday, and especially this time of year. It's so funny because over New Year's, most of the world, you get a chance to kick back, you relax a little bit. In the sports betting world, that stretch from Christmas to New Year's is as busy as any stretch all season, literally. You have bowls, and the bowls are all high maintenance now. There's no I like this team better than that team. It's like you got to dig for everything. You got to dig for everything week 18 in the NFL. You know, you have NBA on full display. You have college hoops on full display. So it's not a let's chill out for a week between Christmas and New Year's. When New Year's rolls around, you're like, oh, I'm shattered. You know, everyone else like, oh, I'm all rested and ready. Let's go. You know?
So first points of the afternoon go to the Texans on a long field goal, and the Vikings are on the board as well too with a field goal.
Miami. Someone said Miami. Oh, here it is. Titan CT. Just a hunch. Dolphins going to hang within this number. I went back and forth on that game. When I go back and forth, I don't play it. You know, but part of my thought was Miami's had a good run. They're going to go up to the cold and get annihilated. And then the Pats still have something to play for it. And part of it is Miami's better than Miami's a decent team, you know, and when you give a decent team 2 touchdowns or, you know, double digits, they can hang.
They 8-2 straight up. 8-2 straight up and 9-1 against the spread are the Dolphins their last 10 games against the Patriots.
What do you think of Achan and Waddle being out of that though, Carm? They're both Achan is doubtful, Waddle's questionable.
Yeah, Achan, there was no rushing props available on him whatsoever.
Yeah.
Up to about a half hour before. I didn't check it after that, but that's got to tell you something.
So if you're one of these teams that has to win today and you're up 21 with a minute to go in the third quarter, why do you keep your starters in there? Do you not take your starters out in garbage time? And
it's only the third quarter.
First half bets.
So, but do you pull at what point do you pull them then, Teddy? Surely you don't want them in garbage time, your starters, if you got wild card games next week.
Garbage time doesn't start in the third quarter of an NFL game with a 3-score lead. Garbage time starts with 5 minutes left in the NFL with a 3-score.
5 minutes.
Maybe.
That's it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Tampa dominated Carolina. Yes. I mean, you have the penalties and all that, but Tampa was in control of that game. And then all of a sudden the Bucs need a first down or the Panthers are going to win, you know? And they got the first down. They had to pass for it when they wanted to run. But man, these games can turn. And once your starters sit on the bench, they can't come back in. It's not like an NBA game. We're like, all right, you guys were up 30. You guys go sit there, and if we need you, we'll pull you back to the end of the fourth. In the NFL, the starters come out, they're out. You know, they're cold. They're not going back in. There's no save you. So I personally leave them in longer. I would not, you don't want to give a dead team the worst thing you could do when you're trying to beat someone by margin is or to clinch a playoff spot is give a dead team life. And that's what you do when you take the starters out. So that's me, though. I'm not an NFL head coach yet.
Teddy, judging by the move on the Bills line, because it came down and then started to go back up. I know Josh Allen is going to start the game just to keep his streak alive, but how much action does he really get in a game that is essentially meaningless for them, I believe?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I didn't bet the Bills and I didn't bet the Jets. Week 18 is a good week to pass.
Yeah.
Cam Ward got a rush.
There's lots of weeks where you're going to bet opinions.
Yeah.
This isn't a let's bet opinions week. This is where's the info pointing. It's like I call it like week 3 of the preseason. You're not betting any opinions in preseason. All you're betting is info, and it's the same story right here. Right. Cousins interception
on the board.
We got dueling turnovers in Saints and Falcons.
Okay, between those teams, so Teddy,
I'm sorry.
Who do they want to see go through to the playoffs? Right? Like, is there any edge for the Falcons to take a loss to see the Panthers go through? Right? Like, who do they hate more between those two teams? The Panthers or the Bucs?
Well, my impression is they hate both of them equally.
You think?
All right, Teddy.
Yeah. I think so.
Teddy, you can now get the Jaguars at 6.5. The Jags at 6.5, down 7-0 to Tennessee.
You get them at 5.5 minus 20 at DraftKings. Who's in?
There you go.
Anybody? Bueller?
And the Colts are on the board, touchdown.
So note, we all of us on this panel, there's 4 of us. We do this a lot, all day, every day. And we had a chance to bet Jacksonville at minus 5.5 And we're like, no, I'm not going to do it. So even with the best of the number, week 18 is one of the, if I don't have an opinion on the game before kickoff, I'm not betting it after kickoff. You know what I mean? It's just,
oh my God, you guys. Riley Leonard just threw the
66 yards.
best pass I've ever seen out of him in his whole career
66-yard
for a
TD
touchdown.
pass, yeah.
the pride of Duke.
Wow.
As I said, he's playing for a career, for a job.
Wow.
Now there are some lines that you might want to bet in the first half. I was thinking I wasn't going to bet any of them, but
you can get Houston minus 5.5 right now.
Yes.
How about the Saints?
That's a nice
what are the
number.
Saints?
Anybody in?
I'm
in on that one.
All right,
I'm
here
in
we
on
go.
that one.
Let's
I'm
go.
just
Let's
putting
start
it in
betting.
now.
Let's get into this. All right, new document. All right, we got Carm and Joe. Carm and Joe betting Texans.
Yeah.
Minus
I'm in.
5.5.
Mine's is in.
And screw it. I'm betting the Jags. Minus 6.5.
Good old Sean Higgs reporting that the Bengals with a TD.
Tell us who got it, Higgs.
Chase Brown.
Nice.
Yeah.
Finally,
What's my favorite under, Teddy? What's my favorite under today? I don't really. I don't have one.
The Steelers Sunday Night Football.
You
Yeah,
guys, Teddy,
I don't
that
trust
was
the Steelers defense enough to play him under. You know, I don't trust
Teddy,
the
good
Ravens
call.
defense enough to play him under. Not that number.
Cam Ward's going back to the locker room. Good call on taking the Jags on the land 5.5.
Ugh. Detroit, Chicago under. Cam Ward looks as questionable now.
Yeah.
Broncos,
When he ran
Chargers.
in that touchdown, he got rocked at the end of it.
Broncos, Chargers would be a solid under, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KC Vegas. There's your under. First to 3 wins.
Oladokun with his 60 yards passing.
So Teddy,
He hasn't hit triple digits yet, has he?
He's due.
He's due.
So Teddy, I'm on last call today with Ariel, and I'm just going through some props. I was talking about the Detroit team total, which I played over 23.5. I'm like, Dan Campbell's, it's just, I went through the numbers 12 or 16 times they've gone over the team total, but Dan Campbell's a gambling coach. And I meant to say a coach that gambles. And Ariel comes back with, I could really use a gambling coach right about now. I think we all could. So, God.
Teddy covers glasses, says Lions secondary is literally all injured. That is absolutely true. Take the over. Conceptually, I understand what you're saying. I just watched the Lions not playing at the same pace the last couple of weeks. The offense hasn't been there. So that was my thought process. But again, it's a lean. It's not anything I bet.
I'm looking for the Saints.
All-star game type defense. Yeah, a lot of times. But it's also all-star. That's not all-star game type offense necessarily. Cam Ward is a beast, a future beast. What do you guys think? Cam Ward, a rookie season. Pro? No?
I mean, you can't hold it against him.
If you looked at his first 12 games, you might say kind of no. You look at his last 4, they've been pretty good. 2 TD passes in each of the last 4 games, and he's San Fran. What else did he play? San Fran, New Orleans, KC, and someone else. I can't remember who the other one was. But he's got 8 TD passes in the last 4 weeks, Cam Ward. So, and he just ran one in before getting rocked, apparently. So,
well, Teddy, I'll answer the question while Teddy gets me a line on the Saints. But wasn't this year like a vindication year for backup quarterbacks, or not backup quarterbacks, but high draft picks that were like busts? Their careers were busts, and the rejuvenation of like Mac Jones, Daniel Jones,
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, even though that started last year, but yeah, I guess he started to look like a bust at the end of last year again, and then he got that second opportunity in the big game and finally came through. So, yeah, I mean, you look at Cam Ward, and there's no reason to think he's not going to pan out the same way if he gets a better opportunity with a better offensive line and better talent around him.
And a better organization, top to bottom.
Or, that Tennessee organization is in shambles now, but a couple of years ago they were pretty competitive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying in 5 years.
7.5. Jags 7.5, 48.5. Sorry, Jags 7.5, 50.5. I got I started from the bottom. Sorry. Packers 13.5 point dogs, now 35.5. I got Houston 6.5, 45.5. Cincy 11.5 / I see 12.5 out there, 46.5. Bengals just missed an extra point, but Browns already in third and long. Dallas, I'm seeing 3.5, but plus money. I'm seeing 2.5 with juice, 49.5 the total there. They're down 3-0 to the G-men. And of course, we talked about the Saints 3.5, 37.5, and the Jags are now, I'm seeing as high as 9.5 for the Jags, 49.5. So anyone interested in anything?
Yeah, Jags are driving right now. They're at the Tennessee 23. So I can see why that line's where it is, but nothing yet for me other than the one we're on.
How low has the total dropped between the Saints and the Falcons?
Saints Falcons total is 37.5. Juice to the under, you can get 36.5 as well.
Wait a bit longer.
What would you like?
I'm going to wait a bit longer. I want to see it drop to about 34, 32. Maybe we get over.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until the Falcons start driving and start looking good for a second and hope that line ticks up a point or two.
Good call.
We got some thoughts from the chat about Cam Ward. Cam Ward's
touchdown,
legit.
Jags.
It's not.
Touchdown, Jags. Lawrence
Cam
to
Ward,
Washington
receiver.
for 23
Ain't got
yards.
talent, ain't got nothing. TBD on Cam Ward. Oh, that is a good point, Titans. Titans CT, Lions are playing outside. The Bears are with revenge. Remember what the Lions did to the Bears back in week 2? They hung 52 on them. I think if there's like more than the average game, I would expect Chicago to remain aggressive with a lead in the fourth quarter because of that. You know what I mean?
With the win, they get the number 2 seed, right? Loss, they fall to 3.
So, Jess, I'm assuming as you I continue to hear that cork come off the bottle, that unlike me, you're not doing dry January.
No, dry January. Come on, man.
Is it a dry red? That's a dry red. Come on.
Is it a dry red? Joe with the comeback.
It's gotta be.
I will be doing the fasting moving forward, though. I think you feel fantastic once you've finished it.
How was the energy level, Jess?
No problem. Not an issue.
Like day 3, no issue. Day 4, you weren't sitting there like, the only thing I remember from fasting is when I was like 12 and watched the Gandhi movie. And Gandhi was fast, like, going these long fasts and he couldn't get out of bed. But that's been a long time.
I've got a bit of an atypical body type. I have plenty of, like a bear that would hibernate for the winter. So all that energy for my body to draw from. So if you're slim like yourself, maybe you'd be in more trouble. It would be more painful, right?
So Rex is asking us about guess the line game. Do we have? I know that you gave us some potential look aheads, Carm, for next week. Would you remember if there was anything for the Niners and Rams versus the Eagles, Bucks, Panthers? Did you remember what was out there for that?
Okay, let me have a quick look here. The Rams.
We're just looking for LA and San Fran numbers.
Yeah, I'm seeing if they're still on the board there. Give me a second here.
All right, they might be down because it's we're in game.
Yeah, because
we're in the Eagles -1 or something. I thought I remember Philly -1.
Yeah, they're off the board now.
Okay, so let's play guess the line game. I can open up my power ratings and see what I would put it at. Okay, let's open them up. What do we got? So he wants potential matchups. I haven't looked at potential matchups, but he wants, okay, Niners versus Eagles, Bucks, Panthers. Next week. Shit, what are the matchups? Does anyone know?
No, because the fact that the Rams had 4 different lines available on them for next week tells you that
I got the Rams and Seahawks as the 2 best teams in the league. I got Philly a point behind. I've got, and this is going into week 18. I did an update from the games last night. I've got San Fran 3 points behind the Rams, and maybe should be. I'm probably dropping even lower than that. I've got Chicago equal with San Fran in that regard with my numbers. So LA and Seattle, then Philly, then San Fran and Chicago, and then who do we got? What were the other ones? Tampa. Oh, I got Tampa, as significantly down. And Green Bay as well, although my Green Bay powering is just for this week. It has Jordan Love in, so I'm going to have to readjust with Jordan Love back. I don't think I helped anyone at all with that, but those are some numbers that I've got.
So yeah, look and see if I can find it elsewhere. I don't see it elsewhere.
Fairbairn over 1.5 field goals cashed first quarter. Nice if you had the over.
Nicely done.
Do the Eagles have anything to play for today? Anyone?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
If the Eagles lose and the Texans lose, Texans stay in the number 2 seed.
Eagles and Texans are in different conferences. Okay.
Yeah. So, but otherwise.
Yeah, seeding. My opinion is it's like if a team can get a bye week, that can be a motivator. If a team is planning to get in the playoffs, that's a motivator. But we're going to move up from the 6 seed to the 4 seed. That's not a motivator in the NBA. It's not a motivator in the NFL. I've never, improving seeding is not anything that I've ever seen have be a legitimate difference maker from a point spread perspective. Tanner McKee, of course, going for Philadelphia today, which tells you what the Eagles think about this game.
Well, that answers all questions about do the Eagles have to win today? Because if they did, they wouldn't have.
I've heard a lot of talk about the Tony Pollard rushing yards prop. What's the number live now? Anyone?
Let me see if I can find it.
Checking for it right now. With Ward out, you got to figure he's going to get should be getting the ball. Let's have a look. Rushing yards. He had no attempts, obviously, on the first drive, but Pollard, he's got 2 yards and it's off the board right now. So I guess the fact that the Titans have the ball here, 62.5 right now. Minus 114 VIG each way at FanDuel.
Brandon Allen in the game at quarterback for Tennessee, 1 of 2 for 9 yards thus far. The pride of Arkansas. Cincy in the red zone. Bengals had the missed extra point earlier that could come into play. That live line up to 16 and a half right now at some books. They're pricing it like they've already scored the touchdown.
If the Prez was here and he had the over in the Cleveland game like I do, he'd be like, see, Teddy missed extra points. They're killing me, man. They're killing me all year.
Yeah. So this is what
go my way.
Prez isn't here, but I have to make fun of him for this. All right. I have to because
Poor Prez.
There are times where it feels like everything's going against you. All the turnovers go against you. All the missed extra points go against you. All the missed kicks. One thing that I don't ever do is at the end of the week and go, oh, I was -6 in turnovers and I had 7 kicks go. And Prez keeps these like running tallies for weeks on end. He's like, I missed 37 kicks and I'm 43 turnovers. It's like, that's not where your head needs to be. Just
He's
let it go.
thinking of that as he goes to sleep at night.
Well, we all do postmortems of every bet, right?
That's
And,
what we do, of course.
And the goal is to critique yourself, not to find out that you're cursed, right? Like what mistake did I make?
Yeah.
And if you lost because of missed extra points and penalties and this and that, I don't know about your guys' opinion. My opinion is that's not my bad. I can't predict that a team's going to commit an abhorrent amount of penalties or miss field goals or all these things, right? So if that's how I lost my bet, I write it off as I didn't make a mistake. My methodology was sound.
Yeah, Jess, it's familiar to me. It's similar to like when a poker player says, and I have a couple friends like this. Oh man, I always lose with aces. I should just fold and pre-flop. Yes, you should always fold a hand that's heads up with somebody else's 86% to win. You should always fold it because you always lose with it. They never remember the hands in which they cracked aces, only the hands in which they lose aces, right? So this is why I try and tell Prez all the time. You can talk about how unlucky you got, but why not talk about how lucky you got in some instances where a guy's missed extra point gave you the cover?
I got so lucky yesterday on a big ticket. I did. Carolina was not right. I mean, well, the penalties and all went against them, but we needed a blocked field goal. We needed a 4th and 8, and then the subsequent touchdown after that. We needed to avoid all kinds of shenanigans on the final 2 minutes. Lucky, not right. Love it. Ain't giving the money back.
I had the Tennessee Titans in the Music City Miracle.
Sure,
Exactly.
Got Bijan Robinson for Teddy.
Why do you have to talk about that, Jess? Why? Why do you have to talk? I'm a Bills Mafia guy. Why do you got to talk about that?
I mean, that's
I'm
one game that
guy,
you'll never forget. You'll never forget that, though. If you had a bet on that game, either side, you'll never forget it.
Yeah, and you know what? The game I'll never forget, because yesterday I'm scrolling through like Instagram because I couldn't sleep, and they showed one of the greatest games ever in Buffalo history. And it's a game I left at halftime where they were losing the playoff game 35
you
to
left?
3. I left.
How did you not leave? That game was over.
It's done. I'm like, let me beat traffic home.
No.
And all I hear is Frank Reich, TD, interception. I'm like, oh, you got to be killing it. What do
You're
you do,
a leaper, Carm? Man, I never would have guessed that.
Absolutely.
And that happened fast. I remember going. I had to work that night, and I went into the shower. Oh, big play, Cleveland on the defensive side of the football. It looks like about a 90-yard pick six, or was that a fumble?
Probably a good time to get in on the Saints.
Yeah. But I had to work that night, and it was 35-3 when I got in the shower. It was already 35-17 when I got out, and by the time I got to work, it was 35-31. So it was like boom, boom, boom. It happened. It went from blowout to competitive game relatively quickly.
Got a pick six. Run. Got a pick six, you guys, by the Browns.
That is a touchdown, and the flag is after. Okay. And you have over in that game, Joe?
Yes. Oh, sorry, I do.
Yeah, I went to the over for the Bengals team total. I can't remember what it was, 26.5, I think.
Well, if you have Bengals team total, that would be a nightmare because since he was about to score a touchdown.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I love the pick six. I always love the defensive plays like that.
Atlanta's in the end zone. Drake London with the touchdown. He was wide open.
I'd be interested in the line adjustment there.
Well, let's take a look. 7.5. 41.5. You want some Saints plus 7.5?
All right. Sign me up. I need some action.
Sign me up. Bengals
Saints plus 7.5. Anyone else doing anything live right now? I'm still seeing Vikings 12.5. That doubles down to 30.5. There's your under. Houston down 7-6. I'm seeing 3.5, 4.5, and 5.5. Cincy is now down to 5.5/6.5, 48.5, 49.5, 50.5. The total. Dallas 2.5. I see 1.5s out there for the Cowboys. That's a game I should be paying attention. Oh, the Giants are about to score. That's why they're first and goal. Saints are down 7-0. They're plus 7.5, 41.5/42.5 right now. Tennessee and the Jags tied at 7, 47.5 total. Jacksonville 11.5. The current side for that. Anyone interested in anything for in-game live?
No, I was curious as to why the Cowboys game, but you said the Giants are at the 12-yard line because it was 3-3 and the total was at 50.5. I'm like, that doesn't seem right with only a couple minutes left in the first quarter, but that's assuming that total's assuming the Giants just score a TD or third and goal. If they come away with a field goal, I have to believe that has to drop 2 or 3 points.
That kid Leonard making a bid. So I watched Riley Leonard at Notre Dame. I watched him at Duke. I never thought he was an NFL starting quarterback. Did anyone see him in college think he was an NFL starting quarterback? Yeah.
That throw today.
How about Quinn Ewers? What do you guys think? Quinn Ewers, to me, of like these guys who maybe are going to get something from being on the field at the end of the season, Ewers is a guy who I think there's more hope for him than for your average backup. What do you think?
Not a big Ewers guy. He had all those weapons at Texas, and I thought he was a little bit underwhelming in his final year at Texas.
We had Arch Manning breathing down his neck as well.
So,
well, you're going to have to deal with that in the NFL, though, right? If that's going to rattle you.
But
do the Dolphins move away from Tua in the offseason?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he's done.
I think Tua's out of Miami. I think Murray's out of Arizona.
Murray playing the CFL. What's going to happen to him?
Someone will want him.
You think? I wouldn't want him.
Well,
and both Tua and Murray.
And Murray's better than Trey Lance. I'm sorry.
That's true, but I don't want Kyler Murray. I'll cry. If the Chargers pick up Kyler Murray, I'll be really sad. What do you guys think of the rumors Phillip Rivers is going to coach next year?
Sure.
Yeah, he's coaching his high
school already, right?
No, that he's going to come into the NFL.
I'll vote the no. I'll bet the no. Just like I bet the no on Garrett Sachs.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Kyler Murray and Tua both would make great backup quarterbacks if you could, for teams looking for a backup. But would either of them even want to be a backup quarterback? I think they both could still consider themselves starters, but do we consider them starters?
Yes, and yes, both of them.
Well, do you think Rodgers is going to be a starter next season?
Who's going to want him?
Well, he's a lot better than anyone the Raiders have ever had, as of late.
Well, the Raiders got Geno Smith, who was leading the Seahawks to the playoffs when he was in Seattle. So,
yeah, it's
the Raiders are gonna draft either Dante Moore or Mendoza. Probably whoever wins the game next week between Oregon and Indiana, that guy goes number one.
Mendoza would fit with the Raiders, though, don't you think?
I'm sorry?
Don't you think Mendoza would be the better fit?
So if I'm the Raiders, I trade the number one pick.
Okay.
And because so I want to bring my quarterback in last or close to last. And the Raiders, they have an offensive line that needs to be fixed. They have no skill position talent. Their defense is issues. They have no line. I mean, there's so many issues with the Raiders. Mm-hmm. They need basically a complete roster rebuild. And like Tennessee in that sense. Tennessee went, all right, we're going to get the quarterback. But they had a defense already. Tennessee had, in theory, they had a running game already. The Raiders, the whole roster needs to be redone.
They'll probably blow that number one pick.
Single unit on that run, and the quarterback doesn't come first in that equation. So if it's me, and I'm the GM of the Raiders, I keep Pete Carroll and I trade the number one pick and try to get for as much, and I run Geno Smith back next year.
Yeah. But are they morons and win it today?
It's a 3-year, 5-year rebuild for the Raiders.
Yeah. Man.
Well, keeping with that, and let's say giving up your number one pick, who right now I think he's like close to minus 500 to be the number one pick, Fernando Mendoza. We've seen quarterbacks getting drafted first, and they turn out to be complete busts. I'm not categorizing him as that. Does he have a big NFL career ahead of him, Mendoza?
The last time the Raiders drafted number one, they got a guy named Jamarcus Russell.
Who?
That's all you need to know.
I mean, Mendoza's play on the field is one thing, but when you put a camera in front of his face, it looks like he went to a junior high game or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Talk about deer in the headlights. Like, he does not display the kind of maturity that I think that you want to see from a guy that you're going to hand your NFL franchise to.
You remember being 20 years old, Jess, or 21?
I started working on deep sea fish boats when I was about 15 with hardened men in their 40s and fighting those guys and being threatened by those guys on a day-to-day basis. So when I was 20 years old, I was not a typical 20-year-old.
You were a badass. Gotcha.
You're not a deer in the headlights, that's for sure.
Jesse Schul.
That's not scary.
Don't mess with them.
That's not scary at all.
I was going to Thailand. I was traveling the world. I mean, I was doing stuff, Daddy.
When I was 15, 16, I was working in an Italian deli. Have you ever dealt with those old Italian ladies, when you don't slice their prosciutto thin enough?
Slice it thinner.
How many times a week did you get the back of your head smacked?
Oh my God, it was miserable. Tell you, what I would do just to prove that, and I'm Italian, is just to prove that Italian mothers that they complain about everything, is if I had the slicer, I would slice a slice of prosciutto and I would hold it up. And they were like, in Italian, they would say, no, thinner, più fino.
Well,
I think his family's in the olive oil business.
I fake turn the dial and then slice another one and hold it up, and they'd be like, yeah, like that. It's the same setting. This just goes to show you they have to complain about something before you get it right. So,
speaking of complaining about something, Titans are complaining about Cam Ward. He will not return. Again, the Odds Logic live odds screen. Let me hype the screen for a minute, guys. Odds Logic live odds screen. It's free, 7-day trial. All right. Go to oddslogic.com/Teddy. If you've never used a live odds product, check it out. Try it out. I think it's phenomenal. I use it every day. I basically have it running 24/7. But one thing it does do, it gives you these little pop-ups that say Cam Ward will not return. And then I can say that live and say it with confidence. So Cam Ward not expected back for Tennessee. The live line in that game now, Jags all the way back up to highest Jags minus 13.5, 12.5 is the prevailing number there. Thoughts on Texans minus 3.5? Anybody? Texans minus 3.5?
I took him 5.5, so I won't jump back in.
Yeah,
but I think it's the right call.
Riley Leonard's coming to play, man.
The Tony Pollard is at 12 yards rushing, so I have to believe he's just going to get more of the ball now. With a backup QB in, but we shall see.
Jennifer Yablonsky, the old ladies in the delis are as bad as old ladies at bingo. No, ladies at bingo are way worse. Old ladies at bingo. You go to these bingo, in Vegas, a lot of the local studios have bingos, have bingo halls, and my wife wants to play once in a while. And the old ladies, man, they'll freaking elbow you out the way. I mean, they're tough. Physical violence there.
Have you seen these new party bingos, though? I keep seeing advertisement for it's like a rave and bingo all in one. So
a rave and bingo.
Yeah, a rave and bingo all together.
Talk about two opposite things.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I end up going to one. They look enticing, right? Everyone's dressed on neon. They've got these like streamer things falling from the roof. It's meant to be one big party.
Did Joe Burrow just throw another pick six?
Maybe.
There's a flag down here. Oh, no, it's not a pick six. It's a fumble six. I think his knee might have been down. Oh, maybe not. We'll see. But the Browns defense may or may not have scored another touchdown. We'll see if he was down.
Yeah, Joe, we need you to go undercover with a little camera thing.
Yeah.
I've got to see what this whole rave bingo thing is
I
all about.
definitely will.
Could be a market. I could bring it into Canada here
Yeah.
and make
Yeah.
some
It would
money.
be a lot of fun if it's like how the videos show it. So I'll send you a link to the video that it keeps popping up on my Instagram. It's hilarious.
You keep popping up on my Instagram. Justin Jefferson at 998 receiving yards now. He needs 2 yards to get his 1,000. Pollard, of course, is one of the guys that was in had incentives, right? That he was supposed to gain today.
Yeah,
the betting
66
market
yards for him.
The betting market for the incentive guys, let's just say no one's sleeping on it, you know? What you, as a bettor, you like to find things that other people aren't paying attention to, aren't paying enough attention to when it comes to the props for week 18 and who needs yards, etc., to reach incentives. That's not being underreported in the markets. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you look at, I'm trying to think of who it was yesterday. There was one player yesterday that needed like 9 receiving yards, and he only got like 1 target and no yards. So
Sam Darnold made $1 million yesterday.
Yeah, he went over his passing prop. And was it which other one was it that he hit, Jesse, to make that $1 million? Because he only needed 150 more yards, but he needs the pass completion of 100, right? He had 99.2 going in.
Maybe, yeah, it was his passer rating. Yeah. Could have been that.
Yeah, because he went over the 150 yards as well. So
the Browns one was confirmed as a TD, correct? Yes, I'm seeing 13 up on the board right now. Touchdown.
Not one defensive score, 2 defensive, and you get a defensive touchdown, and you get a defensive touchdown.
Well, if you're betting the over, you're
I don't know how to read the live
any
odds.
way you can get them.
O or U, I assume, for over under then. Minus 15 or minus 20. That's the juice. You know, minus, you know, you see the minus 2.5, minus 118, for example, or over 47 plus 100. That's the juice attached to it. So, you know, at this book, I can lay a minus 110, but at this book, I have to lay minus 118. So you know which book to open. But the live odds screen is one of those deals you play around with it, and that's why you give the free week trial. Play around with it; it's cool. And and customer service is really good. If you have questions about how to use stuff, just contact customer service. There's a question about why, if you're a full season subscriber, I was looking for why you have to pay $2.99 a month. I don't know that question. Customer service will help you if you're a full season subscriber. They'll hook you up. You know.
Do you think that he knows that you can specify?
WagerTalk's customer service is really freaking good. All right. That's one of the reasons we like working for WagerTalk, is because the back end is as good as the front end. You know, we're the front of the company and you guys see our faces. The guys at the back end of the company are every bit as motivated and talented as we are as a group. They really are. We like working with them and they're very, very helpful. So, you know, comment at WagerTalk.com, service at WagerTalk.com, send an email if you have any issues and they'll be happy to help you.
I was going to say you can select league and then bet type and isolate it down so you're only looking at totals or props or first halves or first quarters. And I wasn't sure if that commenter was aware of that.
Sure. Top left. You know, you can go where you can have, there's pull down menus. You can be football, you can be NFL, you can be college football, and you can use game, you can use first half, you can use default, you can use the spread only, you can use money line, totals, etc., etc. Again, you play around with it for a couple of minutes, you'll see.
Jags on the board, 14 extra point pending, 14-7. And there it is.
About how much is Odds Logic for a year? I don't even know.
I think it's a monthly subscription. Which I believe, could be wrong. Don't hold me to this, but I believe it's like $99 a month.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. I thought it was $99 a month. And I'm sure there's some kind of a discount when you buy for a longer term package. So,
Yeah.
but again, if you have any issues, if you have any questions, contact customer service.
Jags got a tutty.
All right, let's run some live lines. Let's get some bets in here. It's time. We've been yip-yapping too much. Nothing's going on in Minnesota, Green Bay. Still 3-0. That totals down to 28.5. Anyone want over 28.5? Nope. All right. The Colts are up 10-6 at the Houston's 5.5 with juice, 45.5, 44.5, 44.5, 45.5, 46.5 total there. Cincinnati down to 1.5. You guys want some Bengals at -1.5?
I'll take Bengals -1.5.
There we go.
I would
think
take,
they can-
Hold on. Where's mine? 1.5.
You
I'm
want
good
it?
with that one.
Yeah, I'm on it.
They may be down, but the Browns offense hasn't done anything because their defense has 2 TDs.
Yeah. Dallas 3.5. I could have had them at 2.5 a minute ago, and I didn't bet it. And I said I was going to look for Dallas, and I thought it in my head, and I didn't bet it. And now it's 3.5. So we got to wait. See what the Giants can do something on this drive. Screen pass and first down, big play inside the red zone for the G-men. Look at that. Ask and ye shall receive. Atlanta 10.5 now, 40.5/39.5. The total. Falcons driving 1st and 10 in Saints territory. Saints offense not working without Chris Olave today. And the Jags now 17.5, 50.5 for the Cam Ward less Titans. That's the only live bet I've made today was Jags -6.5 in that one. Can I isolate on WagerTalk Live odds? I can't isolate. You're asking me. I'm lucky when I can get this thing to work. Let alone get
that's a producer Dan kind of request. Yeah.
When Dan's running the board, he can do it, but I apologize, I can't. I don't know if that's the technology or what it is, but I don't have the acumen to look at that.
I had to take down my Christmas tree today, you guys. I just had an ornament fall off. Scared the heck out of me for a second there.
Is everything dying?
So yeah, it's a real tree. It's not dead, and it still smells great, but the branches are getting limp now.
Touchdown seconds.
Nice.
You know that you can you still return, not that I buy from there, nor would I ever return it, but can you return a Christmas tree to Costco?
You can. My daughter said she was watching it all over TikTok, people returning their Christmas trees and laughing.
Because the return policy at Costco is they take everything back.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Except for RV batteries. Only thing. Another touchdown.
On that list.
No, that's Texans good. That's the one.
Texans up to 7.5 now. Cowboys up to 5.5. Big third down for Atlanta.
I find it so interesting that after playing yesterday, the Bucks and the Panthers are at home as a group watching the Atlanta New Orleans game, cheering for different sides.
Yeah.
And the Falcons have to settle for 3. And you guys are in charge. I got to reload. We'll be back.
Bill, I agree with you. It is a terrible move to return your tree, but this is what people do, unfortunately. Yeah. Not me.
Yeah, I would never do it either. I buy real trees anyway. No return on those. I'm going to take it to the recycling. Tree recycling. People
Jess,
return
did you go all out, Jess, for Christmas this year or what? What goes on there where you are?
My wife takes care of everything because I'm busy working. As Teddy was saying, it's the busiest time of year for us, right? But yeah, no, we had a huge Christmas party. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to go on the fast, is I felt that I ate and drank too much on Christmas and needed a break, and we do Christmas up pretty good around here.
Awesome.
What about you, Carm? Good Christmas?
Yeah, it was quiet. I cooked fish on the 24th because that's what you do.
Yeah.
I make a thing called, Italians know it, called zuppa di pesce, which means translated is soup with fish, but it is just absolutely fantastic with shrimp and mussels and clams and scallops and cut up lobster. And that was it. And then on the next day, turkey. Yeah. So I need that 100-hour thing that Jesse did. I really do. Like I'm in day 4 of, not that I drink a lot anyways, but I'm in day 4 of like dry January. I don't think I'm going to make it to the 8 o'clock games. My friends are trying to get me to come out.
Yeah.
So, but I'll drink a dry red, like you said, or a dry white,
There you go. Still dry.
Still dry. All right. So what is happening here? Let's have a look. Okay, so the Bengals punted. They tried to draw the Browns offside. Didn't work. Cleveland gets the ball. 6 points for Cincinnati. Not very optimal. Minnesota at their 9-yard line, first down. And the Titans are driving. Although Pollard still only has 12 yards.
Yeah.
Brandon Allen. He's 5 of 7 for 37 yards. So I guess they're taking the short passing game approach with him.
So of the favorites in the early window, only the Falcons are covering, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of the other favorites are covering. A lot of them are losing out, right?
Yeah, because Bengals are losing. Cowboys are covering though. Or no, they're not. It was 3.5, right? Not 3?
Yeah.
Or sorry, it's 10 to 9.
A lot of people
we're essentially like 2 drives in for each team, some maybe 3. Yeah. So 10 minutes to go in the first half of most of these games.
Yeah, but you're not feeling too good if you're laying 13.5 points with a favorite and they're
no, of course,
and they're losing outright or something. No.
Yeah.
No, I took a cautious approach to week 18. I didn't take any big favorites. I released my client plays last night because I put it as part of my analysis. I wasn't going to release any lines or any games until I knew what the lines were, because we knew which players would be sitting for the most part, and go from there. So, and I still didn't take any of these big favorites.
Yeah, I got nothing in today's card until Sunday Night Football because that's the game that means the most. And I had a big play on Saturday night with the Seahawks, and I put out a bunch of content on the YouTube channel for mostly, what did I give out? I gave out the Saints. I gave out the Chargers. I still really like that Chargers play. I just, of all teams, I know Carm was sparring with me on that one, but I don't.
I was playing. I wasn't sparring. Well, yeah, maybe, but I was playing devil's advocate because I'm not betting the game. So all I can do is wish you the best of luck and hope you cash it. Right. So
yeah, I just don't like Denver. One of the things about Denver is if you've got a double-digit favorite and they've got a big lead at the end of the game, obviously the game plan is pound the rock, kill the clock, right? Well, they don't have J.K. Dobbins. They got R.J. Harvey, who's like a gadget guy. He's not a power back. They're not really equipped to salt the game away in the fourth quarter with the running game, Denver.
Yeah. Yeah, Chargers definitely can get the backdoor cover. So.
All right, I just made a bet.
What'd you bet?
Bengals money line -145.
Oh, nice.
Whoop whoop.
Did you guys see Riley Leonard fumbled the ball? Texans have it back. First and goal.
Guys, breaking news. Justin Jefferson just received his check on the sidelines. It's waiting for him. Big catch for him. He's over his 1,000 yards. I'm not even sure if he gets it or if it was just a milestone thing. I'm not sure if that was an incentive for him or just a milestone thing, but
It was a
6
milestone.
straight seasons now. With
Nice.
1,000 yards.
Good for him.
And
CJ Stroud just run one in. Touchdown.
That in-game total is now 55.5 for Indy Houston.
Oh, wow.
We've already got 30 points, and there's still 8 minutes left in the second.
I don't want it. You guys taking it?
I mean, if I'm taking it, I'm taking the under for sure. Yeah.
If anyone's
I
in
don't know.
Cleveland now, can you let them know that the idea is to go forward with the ball and not away? Or if you're in Cincinnati watching the game,
You could tell the
Cleveland's
Saints
not trying to
that
score on
too.
offense, trying to score on defense today.
yeah. Well, I guess they're going to give the Bengals some good field position here, 4th and 18.
Here's what we have in game so far. Carm and Joe have the Texans -5.5. I got the Jags -6.5. Jesse's got the Saints +7.5. Joe and Carm are the Bengals -1.5. I got the Bengals in the money line -145. Not a one of us has a total yet.
No.
In game.
Okay, let me look at the scores.
The Texans line is now up to 14.5 after that TD.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I'm seeing as high as 15.5.
yeah,
For
I'm
that,
just
even
looking
though
at one.
still-
I don't have the odds logic page up because I had too many tabs open.
That's the important one, though.
The important one is this one here where I can see the three of you, my WagerTalk family.
My WagerTalk family. Let's run some promos for you guys real quick. Let you know about what's going on right now at WagerTalk.com. wt.buzz/TC is my homepage. And I'm just going to go right to my homepage and tell you what I have. Go through the specials, and my specials are comparable to everyone else's specials, I would think. So let's take a look. Right now at WagerTalk, from a special standpoint, and boy, we really appreciate the likes, the comments, the follows, very, very much. Obviously, we're getting to have close to 250,000 subscribers for WagerTalk TV. We're doing something right, but every time you guys comment, every time you guys like, it makes a big difference in the algorithm, and of course, it makes a difference when it comes to how we get ranked. So, like, comment, follow. Special-wise, I'm seeing a great special for the new year. You get $500 off a one-year pass plus 25% of what you pay for a bonus coupon. So normally $19.99, you get that to $14.99. That's every play, every day, every sport. $125 a month for the capper of your choice, and you get 25% bonus in coupons. So you can use it on other cappers, anything that you like in that regard. The 30-day pass, $299. The 90-day pass, $749. Again, I always talk about don't buy a play, buy a package. That's the way to get involved if you're looking for one of us to help you in 2026 and beyond. So like, comment, follow, and check out the specials at WagerTalk.com. I believe this is our last show of the season. I don't think we're going next Sunday. There's only going to be one game going in this window, but I think it's been a very successful year. I expect we'll do it again next year. So, the more likes, the more comments, the more follows we get, the more likely we are to do this a year from now. There we go. I'm done hyping. What do you guys want to talk about?
Today seems to be a defensive touchdown kind of day, doesn't it? One in the Titans game with Brandon Allen pick six. So it's 21-7 there. We've seen 2 in the Cleveland game. So it's 3 defensive touchdowns at the very least in the first half. I'm not sure if there's any in the other games.
Sure. And so when I'm grading interceptions and mistakes that quarterbacks make, I'm going to grade a 1st and 10 interception way worse than a 3rd and 17 interception. You know, Brandon Allen was 3rd and 17. He's just trying to chuck it up, make a play, gets pick 6. It is what it is. You know, when you're like 1st and 10 in the red zone and you throw a pick, that's way worse than 3rd and 17 and you're trying to make a play, throw a pick. Agree, disagree? Any thoughts on that?
Agreed. Yeah. And obviously the final 2 minutes of a game when you're losing and you're trying to get back into the game, those don't count at all.
Yeah. We don't, you don't hold that against.
Or the Hail Mary pass that gets intercepted
before halftime. Yeah. And it
Yeah.
all goes down the, at the end of the season, you just see, this quarterback threw 11 picks. All right, well, 2 of them were at Hail Marys at the end of the game. Another one was before halftime. Another one was at 3rd and 19. You don't hold it as much against them as if they're making mistakes early. You can't throw picks in 1st and 10 in a red zone. Charlie Bonds asked, did the stream start on week 1 this year? Or was it after the season began? I believe it started week 1, right? Week
Yeah,
1.
I don't think so.
I'm positive it was week 1.
Was it?
Might have been week 2, but it was early. Yeah, it wasn't like we started mid-season.
No, we definitely didn't start mid-season. It would have been within the first 2 to 3 weeks at the latest.
I think it was week 1.
think
It wasn't week 1. It was week 2.
An idea by one of our fearless leaders, Johnny Detroit, and I think it just built from there.
Yeah, boy, and the feedback's been phenomenal, guys. Every week we have thousands. Some week we have 20,000 people watching. So I know it's not there yet today, but it may well be before we're all done. So we really appreciate you guys. Wouldn't be a show, I mean, it's fun for us to sit and talk, but we wouldn't do it for 3.5 hours every Sunday if you guys weren't watching. So we appreciate you very, very much. Yeah. Any thoughts on unders? Best underplayer for the remaining game? He likes Raiders KC under. I wouldn't talk you out of that at all.
No, I wouldn't. I still think we're going to see points in the Bears game. So I do have the Detroit over team total. So that's my feeling on that one, 23.5. With my gambling coach or a coach that gambles, whichever one you look at it, Dan Campbell. If we're on the right side of his gambles today, on his 4th downs at the opponent's 30-yard line, then those are successful. It's great. If they don't get them, it's terrible for the team total.
You can get a 2.5 with the Cowboys now with juice in the global markets. In the U.S. markets, I'm only seeing 3.5 for Dallas, and I missed a good number on Dallas. 4th and goal for the Vikings. What's that? A false start? Are they taking the points?
I think they turned the ball over.
Oh, Jefferson was open on that play too.
Yeah. That was a 3rd down play. It's 4th now. They're kicking the field goal.
Excuse me, I got to mute. My kid's calling, and that means I got to deal with it.
I'm seeing the Giants with the ball and the score the same.
Hello.
Okay. Any thoughts that the Giants might get the win there at home? I don't love it, but I saw Dart being asked if if they're going to draft a quarterback. You think he's playing for his job?
I don't know if he's playing for his job. I think if they had planned on drafting a quarterback, maybe they shouldn't have beaten the Vegas Raiders when they had the number 1 pick. But that's the 2nd time the Giants have done that. I think in their history, where they had the number 1 pick locked up, and then they lost they won a meaningless game. So
yeah.
For the player, but we call it meaningless. The players don't think it's meaningless. If you're on the field, it's very meaningful for especially for non-veterans. Whatever that's worth.
I was pretty sure the fan base was pretty excited about a Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo future, and I'm all for it. Just for the not because I think they're going to be highly successful with those guys, but the entertainment value is definitely there.
Definitely.
Scatterboo.
Okay, so if Atlanta wins, let me get this straight again. If Atlanta wins, the Carolina Panthers are in, correct?
No, the other way, Bucks.
Or Tampa Bay is in.
Yeah.
New Orleans is coming back, Carm.
I hope so.
The Panthers.
Oh, it doesn't. I don't have action on that game. I'm just intrigued by the whole one team needing another team to win just to get into the playoffs.
And what's that based on?
The tiebreaker, the three-way tie.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah, but what's the tiebreaker? Like what tiebreaker? What is it? Like I didn't know what record. Like why? It was a division record. Is that why but they were all tied in division too? I wasn't sure.
And they all and the head-to-head was even. So yeah, might be point differential.
Saints are first to go. Come on.
Yeah. That's the number I was waiting for, right? I'm pulling the trigger this time.
2.5 with who?
Cowboys. Cowboys minus 2.5.
Let's have a look.
Cam Scatterboo my ass.
He's not even playing.
Exactly.
He's doing WWE appearances and stuff.
Yeah, so
We're just about all the games now. The only one that we have nothing on is Green Bay, Minnesota, where the total is now down to 25.5 after a field goal, and now what are they? 2nd and 29, third and 20 something for a Packers offense that really hasn't done a whole lot so far today. The Packers got how many first downs the Packers have? Let me look at that. Let's look at some box scores. Because that's something that I like when I'm watching games. I look at box scores a lot more than I do when I'm talking about them with you guys. 3 first downs for the as I'm watching the games. I usually have my laptop in my lap and I'm going through box score numbers and play-by-play stuff I didn't see. The 3 first downs for Green Bay, 18 plays, 13 total yards so far.
Touchdown Saints.
Nice.
Good job, Jesse.
Quarterback.
I don't think I got any money yet. They haven't paid out yet, Teddy. They said I got to wait till the end of the fourth quarter. Can you believe that?
I don't know why they don't let you cash early. You know, so come on. Jeez.
They do at certain offshore places that will remain unmentioned.
Yeah. Some global marketplace books have that stuff, but
You know, the Panthers are jumping up and down right now with that touchdown. Puts them still in it.
Tyler Shug, 10 of 13 passing, 129 yards. So certainly not him underperforming.
No.
Was my son calling before us to have to make a promo for another appearance of his band? No, he was not. The show went really well.
There's some things in a band?
How did they do? How did they do last Sunday? You said
they were awesome. It was as fun as everything. As a dad, it was as fun as anything I've ever watched. It really was.
That's awesome.
It was really good. Yeah, it was great. No, but he was calling me. He needs money for an amp, for a new amp. I told him I split it with him, so he was calling to tell me how much it was.
Oh, that's nice of you. What band's he in?
So I'm in a spot where I don't want to buy him everything. You know, he's old enough now that he can. You know, he's working, he's doing his own. You know, so but I want to still encourage him. So if you do half, I'll do half, and I thought that's fair for some of his music stuff. So that's he was telling me how much money I needed to Venmo him. But thank you for asking, Charlie. I appreciate it. Rex, that Saints touchdown breathed life into my over. Yeah, I hear you. It breathed life into the Saints too.
Did he? Did your son start with the conversation? Did your son start with the conversation? Hey, how the early games going for you, Dad?
No. So he's showing
great. Oh, by the way,
no interest whatsoever in betting on sports. I don't think he's ever sat and watched a full game with me. You know, he'll watch a quarter sometimes, but he never sat. You know, he never sat with me and watched a full game. I do not expect him to follow. This is not going to be a Ralph Michaels, Jeff Michaels scenario where the son follows the dad into the business. I don't see it happen. They just gave him a free $5 play. Yeah, he's not old enough to bet it yet, though. That's funny.
Well, I would have loved to have become a rock star as well, but it just wasn't in the cards for me.
Next
You're a
life.
rock star, Jesse. It's okay.
Yeah, we keep getting it back. Atlanta wins. So, and this whole thing, like Atlanta wins, Carolina's in the playoffs, and vice versa. I probably got it backwards 4 times. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because neither of the 2 teams playing is involved with which of the 2 teams get in the playoffs behind them. So whatever team gets in the playoffs, there'll be a point spread, and that's when we'll start to care about that game. So,
Jess, I play a musical instrument. I'll give you one guess, and if you get it right, I will send you some wine.
Schwab says, sit with you and watch a game. Can you blame him?
That's mean. Come on.
I thought it was funny. These guys, you're sitting with me and watching a game?
What? Saxophone? No,
I thought you were a WWE star.
My parents made me play, when I was young, an accordion as a kid growing up.
That would have been my guess, accordion.
That would have been your guess? I don't know anyone that plays accordion. Are you any good? Can you still play, Carm?
I probably could, yeah.
Sweet.
Well,
Isn't that a big thing in Mexico? Is the band with the accordion standing outside? And
saxophone.
I know it's a big thing in 80s cartoons. Tom and Jerry.
That's funny.
Love the show. Thank you, Scott. We love the show too. That's why we do it every Sunday right here on WagerTalk TV. We appreciate y'all very, very much. And thanks to, we got almost 1,000 of you watching live. Boy, we appreciate you guys very, very much for taking time on your Sunday to hang with us here on WagerTalk TV. If you like this show, again, I expect we're going to do it again next year. So tell your friends, come back. Whatever, we'll promo it, I'm sure, as it comes close. I don't think we're going to be going in the playoffs because it's just one game going at a time on Sunday. So it's just not the same type of flow and feel with the excitement of all these games going at once. And that's what makes the show, that drives the show. Yeah. So if we do it for the one game, we'll let you know. But I'm assuming that the next time you'll see this, we might do it for March Madness. Maybe we'll do it for college basketball.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. And I was very apprehensive about doing the show, and I've enjoyed it. I have. And Jesse seems to like it. Goes up every week. Carm seems to like it.
We need another meet and greet in Vegas. I think those parties at like the Superbook at Westgate or something, that was fun. A lot of people came out. And that was during March Madness.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Nate just got in. What bets are live? Let me run the live bets right now. Nate, we have Carmen Joe on the Texans -5.5. I got the Jags -6.5. Jesse has the Saints +7.5. Joe and Carm have the Bengals -1.5. I have the Bengals money line -145, as well as the Cowboys -2.5. Anyone interested in anything? We're at the 2-minute warning. Inside the 2-minute warning of some of these games, want to get anything down before halftime? Minnesota 13.5, 25.5. Houston 14.5, 51.5. 2.5 for Cincinnati, 48.5. 2.5 for Dallas, 46.5. 3.5 for Atlanta, 40.5 the total, and 26.5 now for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 54.5 the total. Anyone doing anything before we get into halftime?
I am not, but I am sweating a bet right now. A first half wager for my clients, so I'm kind of hoping it gets there, which is the Minnesota Vikings -6.5 first half, and they're in Green Bay territory with 46 seconds left, first down, up 6-0. So,
well, they're in field goal range, right?
I'm still uneasy with the field goal range being anything over 45 yards. Given the mistake.
I think it's under 45 yards. I think they're at the 21 right now. So like chip shot field goal range.
Yeah. Oh, God, you had him wide open in the end zone.
Who's Minnesota's kicker again?
Correct. Kickers are one like when Justin Tucker plays for Baltimore for 40 years, you get to know him. But for teams that are like this kicker, that kicker, it's like I forget who kicked there last week.
Well, you know the guys that hit him, and you know the guys that miss him.
Little
guys,
in Jacksonville.
There's a lot of guys that
Right.
float in the middle, right?
Sure. You got Aubrey.
Eddie, that's a great comment from
you know.
Bread Head Bets for you.
So
'Cause
true.
it is true.
Oh, oh, thank you, Brad. That's really sweet.
It is true, but it is true.
Very flattering. Thank you. But I mean, it's my life, man. Unfortunately, you know, when you do this is not the guys that like you know there's some guys that like do other jobs and then they do this, you know, as a side gig. I couldn't imagine doing that, you know. It's my life. So what are you going to do? This is the business we have chosen. But thank you for the kind words. Teddy, remember back in the day when you and Vino used to do this online for college football Saturdays? That was a long, that's like 20 years ago. It feels like a 1,000 years ago, but appreciate someone with a long memory. Cheers. What do we got?
Long
Higgs?
time
We got
follower
Higgs.
there, Teddy. Wow.
Sean Higgs, welcome to the program. How are you? Thanks for
There
being
he
here.
is.
What do you say,
Higgs.
folks? What's going on?
What are you sweating today, Sean?
I'm not sweating. I feel good about my plays here today. I jumped in with you on the Cincy in game. I got it at 139, 138 on the money line there for in game on that.
Nice. Bengals touchdown, by the way.
Yeah. I got I took a Jags at 4.5 earlier. It was right around 5.5. I was like, you know what? Give me the under there, or not the under. So give me the talk about it. I put it in the chat as well. So I grabbed some Jags at 4.5. I grabbed a NTN under 50.5. 50. He wasn't doing anything. I'm like, you know what? They're going to get up 35 to 7 or something. He's not going to play in the second half. They'll sit him, right? So it looks like he's going to be out for the game. So I think I look pretty good there.
Touchdown Vikings.
Touchdown Giants.
The Viking touchdown hurts because I got a under 26.5 live there. So that's not good.
That hurts.
Danny
Okay,
DeSalvo, I think we're all on Cincy. Team bet, yeah, as long as they freaking quit. I mean, they've given away literally 16 points in this game.
Yeah.
Two scores.
Two defensive touchdowns.
Two defensive scores for Cleveland and 2 missed extra points.
Higgs, as long as they cover the first half line, I'm good with the final score being 13-0 in the Green Bay game.
What was the first half on this? 9?
6.5.
Jennifer is now
6.5, huh?
about Pete Carroll being out in Vegas. I've been saying for weeks I think Pete Carroll will be back. And boy, everybody that I know in Vegas thinks like Pete Carroll, this is his last game. Pete Carroll's not coming back. So my sources are telling me otherwise. I still think he'll be back. We'll find out tomorrow.
You took a 6.5 first half. I got Minnesota minus 4.5 for the game from the start.
Yeah, well, this is before the line exploded, of course. And Teddy, pull off my best prez again. Another missed extra point by Cincinnati.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Well, I always try to tell him that God hates him, and that's why he's like he gets mad when I say that. I'm like, God hates you. That's why he's doing that to you.
I think. Did Giants just get a pick six?
They scored again?
Yeah, it was so quick there. Not sure if it was the defense or if they had the offense.
I'm still on the cookout.
Offense was on the
board. I didn't get a pick six.
Yeah.
You scared me. But right now you can get Dallas plus 2.5. I think I'm at minus 2.5. That's a freaking. I should have waited. Obviously. Shoulda, coulda. Ooh, Shedeur throws a duck. That doesn't get picked. Who are these guys? They're coming in like spam, NFL, CBS.
I'll get rid of them. I'll get rid of them.
It's a
Carmen, put in as terrorism.
Yeah. Okay, with Higgs in, I'm going to pop out. You guys are going to run out quick at halftime and get some more milk for my coffee. I only have a splash, but there's no splashes left, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
More power to you, Joe. Thanks for joining us.
Is that what
Joe
we call
Madden, everybody.
red wine
Joe,
for
round of
your
applause.
wine
Joe, we
glasses?
love
We
it.
call it
We really enjoyed having you on all year.
Just Carmen. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you all so much. Have a good one.
Round of applause for Joe Madden. She's good.
Thank you.
We're lucky to have her.
Drinking coffee. I got a jug of lemonade.
What do you got in there? You got vodka in there?
No, this is a straight up. What is that? Wiley's lemonade mix, Crystal Light or whatever. That's it.
Prez is lucky he's a part owner of WagerTalk because if he was a regular capper, no one put up with his antics. Yeah, even as a part owner, no one puts up with his antics. Makes no difference.
It's not the same when I come in and announce touchdowns when Prez isn't here. So it's kind of like.
Oh, well. Do you want me to bitch at you? I'll scream at you for something. All right. We got the Vikings going into half. Good job, Carmine Bianco. Minnesota first half cashes for Carm and his clients.
Happy there.
Well done, son.
Winner.
Son. Are you older than me, Carm?
Yes, I am. I think.
Then I shouldn't have called you son.
I was born in 68.
No, you're not.
60.
I'm older than you.
Oh, okay. I was born the year after the Leafs won their last Stanley Cup, which I'm so glad.
I was born 2 years before the Mets, Jets, and Knicks won. And
It's on the 10-yard line going in.
Who's that?
Indy. 2nd and goal.
all right, we got half times.
We do.
Minnesota 6.5, 16.5. That makes the adjusted line 29.5, and the adjusted game to the 19.5 for Minnesota and 29.5 the total. Do we want over? Not so you can always tell.
That tells it all.
I'm throwing these questions. Do you want? And when it's just dead silence, that just means no.
Yes.
It's like I'm thinking about it. Maybe.
I mean, think about that. Like you got that game at half 13-0. Since he's 14-12, it should be 14-0 in that game. Another ho-hum disaster game, right?
Yep.
I mean, we knew we were gonna get some bad ones today, but oh, goodness.
21.5 that total for second half total for Cleveland Cincy. That makes the adjusted game total 47.5. Anyone like that under? Not like Cleveland's moving the football. So someone asked me earlier in the show, do you bet Cincinnati under? And I'm like, I don't bet Cincy under. I might bet second half under here.
Touchdown, Colts.
Oh. Second half, Dallas minus 3.5 / minus 4, total 24.5.
Alex Pierce is having a pretty good game. I think that's his second reception, TD reception. First one was on that 66-yard bomb.
Look at you don't have to pull it up. We can just read the comment to ourselves over there. Bill's guy.
Oh, what?
Not this. The one ahead of it's funny.
Late goal from Chelsea. There you go. Bill. Now that Joe's gone. All right, 15th anniversary. Elaine Woodall. Well done. 15th anniversary.
Is he building
Congratulations,
a
Bill.
shed? Is he building a shed? What's he doing there?
Did Jax just break the record? Little for the Jacksonville. What did he just do? I didn't see it.
67-yard field goal.
Was that a record? We talked about how we know the kickers who are doing crazy shit like Aubrey and Little. Little's one of them.
67 yards is pretty far.
Yeah, I think that's got to be a record.
And that's outdoors. That's not mile high. That's outdoors at sea level in Jacksonville. Oh, here it is.
Rex, I saw that. I saw it on my screen. Rex, the European football we're talking here, the Chelsea goal by Enzo Fernandez. 1-1 against Man City. I had a 2-0 morning in Premier League soccer, so I'm off to a 3-0 start on the day for clients. So I'm
Good job.
pretty happy about that.
Oh, that is. Oh no, that's. I hate that. I'm watching highlights on one screen and the actual like a different the lane game live on the other screen. So I'm like, oh my god. Oh no, it's a replay. Let's run these halftime numbers. Sorry, I got distracted. Jacksonville 7. There's 6.5 out there if you want to lay it, and 17.5 the total for Jags. Titans juiced to the under on that total. Dallas down to 3.5 against the G-Men. Yeah, I got a bad number there, and I got a bad bet. That's not amusing. 21.5, 23, 23.5. There's my number. Cincy Cleveland under 23.5. Count me in. That's my bet. Let's do it.
23. What's that for the game? Like 47? 47.5?
26 plus 23.5 is 49.5.
49? Right. I'm staring at one of my offshores that's got 47.5. That's why I went with what I had.
Yeah. There was line variance there between Vegas and the global books. And DK's at 21.5. Vegas is at 23.5. There we go. We're in. Like Flint. So Teddy. That'd be Sin Cleve. So it looks like I got there at a worse number. Under, that'd be 49.5 full game.
Now mine just went to 48.5 for the full game. I'm still not interested in going over that though. I mean, like, you think we get points in this game? I mean, since he might score, what's Cleveland doing?
Who's having a better weekend, Carm or Bill? Bill, of course, had his 15th anniversary.
Bill is.
Yeah. Look at this. Teddy covered glass. Does Higgs ever even have a picks package? I don't think I heard him promote, or is my memory cooked?
Well,
Higgs.
I'm not on the WagerTalk Big Boy channel. I'm on the Picks and Parlays subdivision 1A. So you'll find me at Picks and Parlays and the Winners and Whiners family of networks. So go for it. Go check. I got one game up for today left for tonight's Pitt and Ravens game. And most of the time, Teddy's covers glass. I come on here. I give you today's games that I have, and I give you next week's games that I've already bet. So,
it's true.
I mean, really.
So Higgs is burying the lead. I want to interject, Higgs. You're not telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Can you tell us what your record is for the last 365 days, Higgs?
I don't know. It's number 2 in the money, so not too bad. Number 2 overall for Capper on the sites. So
well done.
I did all right. I did okay.
So you're all over the leaderboards. One up 50-something units or something for the year, right? Is that right?
You know, Jesse, you've done shows. I don't hype myself.
Well, I know, but I just think that the guys that are asking you, they probably want to know. They probably want to know.
Well, I don't go. Yeah, well, whatever. I'm pretty good for 25 years doing it. I can pick a winner every once in a while. I mean, come on. I'm all right.
Charlie Bones asked, are we flat betting or adjusting depending on the play, 1 unit? My halftime bets are usually in the half unit range. And I tend to flat bet for my unit size for in-game bets and half bets. How about halftime bets? What about you guys? You guys adjust your bet sizes on those, and what type of units are you betting compared to your full game wager?
Usually the same.
In-game betting for me is very, very, very low stakes. Pizza money for fun. The serious bets will be made several days in advance before kickoff.
Yeah. I usually I'm tend to bet much smaller in game because your thought process. It's all instinct, and as opposed to let's think about this game and sleep on it. Let's think about this game and sleep on it. Rob Vino, I haven't even welcomed you in the show yet. I want to do that for like 5 minutes. Rob Vino, welcome to the show. What about you when it comes to in-game bets / halftime bets versus full game unit size?
Most of the time, it's always the same, Teddy. As far as flat unit, maybe, I don't know, somewhere between half and 1, never more.
Yeah. So they're smaller than your standard size, than your standard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Rob, what are you sweating today? What are you rooting for?
I'm just tied up watching this Falcons, or excuse me, this Houston game here, because I'm trying to make a second half bet on the Indianapolis-Houston game, I wanted to play it under. It's now up to 60.5, and Houston's on the march, so it may get higher. So I'm kind of watching, keeping an eye on that.
Yep, Saints Falcons just went to halftime. I'm seeing Atlanta -1.5, total 20.5. That 1.5 with a juice with a plus money. So that's not a real line. Let's see what the markets do on this one for Atlanta, New Orleans. Or it's a real line, but it's at the 1.5 at plus 115 equates to pretty close to a pickup. Rob, you're the old man on the panel, apparently. Yeah. Rob, Rex is asking us, me and you, do you remember those college football Saturday chats? It was about 15 years ago, but he doesn't remember the platform. I barely remember what he did last week. You remember when we used to do, me and you used to go live on college football Saturdays?
Sometimes I can remember 50 years ago. Sometimes I can't remember 5 minutes ago. I'm not sure. Yeah. He'd have to specify where we were. We probably were doing something together 15 years ago. Whether or not the two of us remember it is another story.
Yeah, that'd be at Sports Memo. I mean, I'm sure it was at Sports Memo. That's where we would have done it.
Right.
Although there was one point that you did a podcast somewhere else. You were doing something that was like a Rob Vino sports site or something for a little while. But that was more recently than 15 years ago. So,
yeah, I'm trying to recall what I'm sure it happened. I'm just not sure what it was. I'll put it that way.
Well, we appreciate you remembering, Rex. Thank you. All right. So Brad had bets to ask us win the Super Bowl, regardless of price. You have to take one team. Everyone gets one team right now to win the Super Bowl. Let's just go just boom. Who do you got, Higgs?
I'll go Jags.
Rob.
I'll bet Seattle to win the NFC,
Seattle
to win the AFC. So if I have to pick between the two, I'll pick Seattle.
Carm.
I am putting on my biased hat. They will win 3 games on the road. The Buffalo Bills will win.
Jesse.
This year's Super Bowl.
If it's regardless of price, it's got to be Seattle.
So I am going to give out the pick that I still can't believe no one, like, of all the commodities, Philadelphia, to me, is the most undervalued commodity out there. The defending champs, we know they can do it. We know they've done it. I did some strength of schedule stuff yesterday, and I'm going to talk a lot about strength of schedule on tomorrow's NFL opening line report with Kelly in Vegas, live here on the WagerTalk YouTube channel, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We're going through all 6 wild card games. We'll talk about some of the future books numbers. And it should be a loaded edition for Wild Card Weekend. Be sure to tune in for that if you're watching this, again, right here on WagerTalk TV, live 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. You can watch the replay throughout the course of the day. But the Philadelphia Eagles have played the toughest schedule of any team in the NFL this season. They're absolutely battle-tested. They're absolutely have the pedigree of a champion, and they absolutely deserve to be Super Bowl favorites. Philadelphia is my choice, if you're asking which one team I'm going to bet out of the 16 teams that are still alive right now. It'd be the Eagles, at least for this.
Yeah, that's crazy too, Teddy, because that speaks to their non-division schedule. Because you wouldn't think that the 6 in-division games were strong at all, but outside the division, they must have played a really hard schedule.
So I'll talk about a lot on tomorrow's show. I do. There's a system that uses the Sagarin NFL ratings. And I have 1,000 problems with the Sagarin NFL ratings, and I'm going to start by comparing what I wrote down at the end of week 17 versus what we're going to see at the end of week 18 for today. I use my powering numbers on the game, on the week the game was played. And I go through every week, and I add them all up, and we see how many tough teams they played and how many weak teams they played, and you get a residual number. And on average, the Eagles' opponents were like a field goal tougher than the Patriots' opponents. Full season per week, on average, a field goal tougher, which is as big a disparity as you'll ever see in the NFL.
That's a lot, yeah.
I'm a Philly believer in that regard. Right now, halftime, it's Atlanta -0.5, 20.5. Anyone want to do anything with that game? Houston, 3.5 and 2.5s out there. So I'm seeing both sides of the 3 on the Texans. 2.5, the prevailing number. Total 16.5 for Texans. Colts. Anyone interested in the 2 games that went latest into the in the second half, in a halftime, I should say.
Not for me, but I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in the chat, everyone who comments, everyone who likes and shares this kind of stuff. I am done for the day, guys. I'm only here for the first half. So best of luck with your wagers, all your live stuff, guys. Vino, always great to see you. And we'll see you guys week 1 of NFL season next year.
Hopefully we'll see you before then, Carmen. Generally one of the nicest guys. Like when we have Carm and Rob Vino on the same show at the same time, genuinely 2 of the nicest guys I've ever met in this world. So thanks,
Much
guys.
appreciated.
Thanks, Carm. Go away now.
Take
We'll
care, guys.
Take care, Carm.
See you on Puck
I'm not
Time
against
in the
you,
playoffs,
Jesse,
Carm.
or Sean. I'm just saying, like, Rob and Carm are they're ridiculous, dude. They really are.
He's the kind Canadian. He could have folded that blanket behind him, a little sloppy, but other than that, he's all right.
Teddy, let me just interject by saying I watched the video that you sent me with Nicholas, and when when they announced the title of that song, I think we both were about to pee our pants. That was hysterical.
Sure. It's funny. But that's what they do now. You know, some guys tries to break into the studio, and they're like, all right, we're going to write a song about him. F that guy.
It just reminds me of where my kids' band started in those dungeons playing that like angry, rebellious punk pop stuff. It sounded exactly like where Nicholas started.
That's awesome. That's hilarious.
So fun.
It's cool.
Nicholas was like, yeah, this dude rocks.
Sweet.
Oh, man.
Roberts, Eagles played 9 games against a team that made the playoffs last year. Not worried about last year. I'm worried about this year's strength of schedule. That's one of the, and I don't mean to bring you up and criticize you, Rob. So here, I'll take you down because it's not a criticism. That's Rob 3199. But the concept here is when I'm doing my party numbers, I'm talking about the week the game was played. If you played Jacksonville in week 3, you got a very different Jags team than if you played them in week 13.
That's right.
If you played Indy over the first half of the season, you got a very different team than if you played Indy over the second half of the season. And we can go on and on. There's 15 different teams like that, where depending on what week you played them, you played a good team or you played a bad team. The aggregate numbers do nothing in that regard. And that's why I go through my priority numbers to show this is what they look like that week. This is how good that team was that week. And that is why Joe Milton's starting for Dak, and that is bad news for anyone that has Dallas second half like myself. Thank you for bringing that in, Javi. That's more important. Now I lost my train of thought completely, but that's worth noting. And we appreciate, guys, if you see anything like that, please post it in the chat so I can give it to everybody because they don't have volume on these games. And when someone like Dak Prescott is hitting for Joe Milton, that's a pretty big deal from a point.
You had to knew that was coming based on the line going from 5.5 to 3.5. You knew Dak wasn't going to play the whole game here. You know,
Dak said he was going to play the whole game, and Dak said he really wanted to win. It was very important to him to get back to 500. So,
but the coach is like, you know what?
Now we know whose voice means more because on Tuesday, Jerry said he'd probably pull Dak in this game. So I guess Jerry Jones's voice means a little more than Dak's because there was indications from Double J that this might happen today.
D-O-double-J. Thomas Vale, welcome to the show. How are you, Tom?
Cheers. How are you guys doing? I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you in the chat today. And, of course, guys, if you haven't done so already, now's a great time to hit that like button. Now's a great time to comment. We're trying to put as many comments as we can on air, and we're referencing your comments. Obviously, we got 4 hours of time to kill. All right, we need comments. So we appreciate you guys giving us stuff to talk about in the comment section. And, of course, the nearly 250,000 of you who have subscribed to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, do it today. Thank you. Let Milton rip. Joe Milton, that cost me money in the preseason. He cost me money in the regular season. I don't think I've ever bet on Joe Milton and won a bet. Any of you guys have any good experience with Joe Milton?
He sucked at Tennessee.
Not at Tennessee.
Yeah, he sucked at Tennessee too.
Yeah.
He just had a nice 12-yard run out of his own end zone, but other than that, we'll see what he does.
He got arm strength. Well, Lila 6841 asked, "Will Arizona cover the spread?" OGs, you guys are the OGs. Thoughts on Arizona? What do we got?
I like him.
I have a play on that game, so I'll just put that. I have nothing in this 1 o'clock block. Everything I have is later today.
All I have is 1 o'clock block, and my 1 o'clock block is not doing great.
I have Arizona minus 12.5.
Plus 12.5?
Minus 12.5.
You have Arizona minus 12.
Beautiful. Go ahead, explain yourself.
What's that payoff?
Well, it's like 9-1, 10-1. I bet it before. I had it. I had a little bit of it solo and a little bit of it parlayed with Niners money line, because the logic was if the Niners won, the Rams would have nothing to play for, and grabbing some of that. Most of my stuff today is just shots on based on that.
Well, makes sense.
So here's a question. Well, the NFL referees are there NFL referees going to continue to steal from his Ravens tonight? Any thoughts on Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and are the refs biased? I heard yesterday that the refs had that the fix was in for Carolina, and that the fix was in against Carolina. So
depends who you bet.
They're probably doing their job right in that sense. Although, as a Panthers better in that game, it made me crazy when all the calls went against them. Game on the line, they found a way to cover the number, and things kind of went for two.
Well, I've heard that the refs, when they do want to fix a game, they just wait it out till like the fourth quarter, the final 30 seconds, 4 seconds, and then they throw that flag to fix the game in the final 4 seconds. That's the way they do it.
Yep.
I'm assuming you're being facetious.
Well, a lot of these games that have been decided on a last late call, people insist that they're rigged, and my argument is always that you don't wait till the end of the game to rig a game, because you don't know for sure that opportunity is even going to exist to rig the game, right?
Sure.
If you just bet the rig side, you'd be set. So I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, all you guys got to do, listen, anyone that thinks games are rigged, all right, all you got to do is tell me before kickoff which way the NFL wants it, and then show me your bet slip. Just Photoshop your bet slip.
Let me ask you this.
But after kickoff, I won't accept any of it. If you think a game is rigged, you got to tell us before kickoff. And there's 8 games still to go today. So just drop them in the chat. Tell me all the games that are rigged and which side they're rigged for and how much you bet on that side.
The absolute worst take is when these guys on Twitter are saying the bookies are rigging it. The bookmakers rigged the game. And it's like, dude, have you not seen the casino? The golden rule in the casino is keep them playing. Don't let them leave. In the end, we get it all. They don't need to rig the games. The game is already rigged, by you gambling and them taking the vig. In the end, we get it all. That means they don't have to care who wins. So the idea that they're rigging games is so naive and just backwards and ridiculous.
Yeah. 805 Noodles nailed it. Best comment of the day, 805. The refs are not crooked. They're often incompetent. And people mistake a bad call for something other than what it is, which is a human being making a flawed decision. Happens all the time. Shit.
There's a famous quote, never attribute to malice what can be explained by incompetence. Bill,
who's winning the Super Bowl then? I need to get my future bet down.
Yeah, help a guy out. Come on, Bill.
Here it is. Here's a problem with the newbies who say this is like they're the same ones who tell me that you give out 2 sides if you have. Someone told me I gave out both sides because I had money line and plus points yesterday on the game. I gave out both sides of the game. So I don't think you know what that means. Giving out both sides if you have a money line and a 3.5. I don't. You're wrong. What both sides are. But that's what you're dealing with.
What is the NFL? So we have someone who's arguing back. So when someone's trying to make a point, let's have the discussion. David Tokarski. Why does the NFL sponsor and pay the sports books? The sports books sponsor and pay the NFL. So let's get the relationship correct. All right. The NFL's not paying the books are paying the NFL. If it's not rigged, good ahead, Teddy. Let's hear it. What do you guys think?
So I'm trying to think of how it wasn't rigged when they were taking money for Budweiser. What do you talk? Because now you just learned about sports betting 5 years ago. It's rigged now, right? I mean, really, we got clowns coming out of the woodwork that just started betting. I don't know how long has it been now? 7 years, whatever the case may be. It's just stupid. It doesn't even deserve answers. It just
2018. It was
It's
spring
so
of 2018.
Max Prosper.
Brosmer in Minnesota.
It's ridiculous.
That's an underbet waiting to happen.
The NFL loves getting money.
I got to
That's why
tell
they
you,
think it's-
I am very glad that I don't have any action on any of these early window games as far as client plays with all these players being removed, quarterbacks being removed.
We'll likely see that in the late games as well. So be aware.
This Falcons.
Well,
Saints game
the
is
only
fun.
action I have is Pittsburgh's Baltimore. So I don't think anybody's pulling their starters in that game.
I've already took a loss in early action. I had the Texans Colts under 40.5. That's not looking good.
Well, it's not dead yet, right? You just need scoreless the rest of the way.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tom, you said something a minute ago and I didn't catch it. I'm sorry.
The Saints Falcons game is very fun. Like, how often do you get a division championship game featuring two teams who cannot win the division? That's amazing.
It's rare.
Levels of NFC South that shouldn't be possible.
And this Saints team, you know how it feels like every year in the NBA, I find a team. There's one team that becomes my team. You know, like the market's undervalued. Let me just ride them. I make 20 bets on some team or other. The Saints have been my team in the NFL down the stretch. They've made me a bunch of money. We had a 5% particular with them last week. I ran back with them again today. So I'm a big Saints fan for this little run down the stretch. Obviously, they won't be in the postseason, so this is my last chance to bet New Orleans this year. Is there anything for this next season? New Orleans? You think is there anything you can take away from a team that played well
they got
down
a
the
defense.
stretch in Atlanta, New Orleans? Who else played well down the stretch that's not going to be in the playoffs? That's about it, huh?
The Jets.
Yeah.
I think that
I'm cool on the Saints.
Down Giants.
But is there anything that for next year you'd say, all right, there's going to be something to this moving
Yeah,
forward?
I like what the coaching staff has done. Tyler Shugg, I don't think is a Pro Bowl quarterback in the future. A good a guy to bide your time while you're continuing the rebuild. But they got a solid defense, above average defense. They've got enough. They're still going to get. They have the money to bring in new free agents, add a few more pieces. They could be a playoff team next year if they
the
wanted
Saints
to.
are finally out of salary cap hell. That's a big thing.
And
but-
how about they play in a division that's been 500 for the last decade?
Yeah.
Like they get a chance of anybody make the playoffs next year out of that division to win it, I should say.
Mm-hmm. I think the Falcons, you can't really count anything that they're doing right now because Kirk Cousins is their quarterback, not Michael Penix, and that's not going to be the case next year. But as far as
How
the
good
Saints
were they
go, I
good were
think
they with
Shug has
Penix?
shown me what
How good were they with Penix?
not good.
What do you do? Exactly. They're not a
Yeah.
good team.
But that's my point. You can't really
All right,
take
all
you can't really take what the Falcons have done over the last couple of weeks because it doesn't mean anything. But the Saints, Kellen Moore is good at his job. There's a reason the Eagles' offense looks so bad this year, and it's that he's not there anymore. They could develop. Shug looks like he has the tools to be developed into the quarterback. He's not there yet, but give him a few years. I'm kind of curious about what he can do for this team. I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback this year. I think they're more than happy to ride this out and see what they can do. But he looks good, not great, but
Well, like Teddy
enough
said
to
before, you get your quarterback last. You build up the rest of the, you get an offensive line, a defense, you get a few skill players. And Tyler Shugg, to me, looks like that quarterback that could get you to that spot, right? Keep you competitive, get you 8, 9, 10 wins a season, and then you throw a quarterback in after that.
And
Melvin
I actually said
Denver.
that wrong.
Melvin
Because
Denver.
I would get my skill position talent last. I get my wide receiver last. I get the just the way the Colts did it. They drafted Peyton Manning the first year, and they drafted Marvin Harrison the next year. I would get my quarterback and your skill position talent comes at the year you're ready to make your run. Your rookie receiver can help you.
Yeah, because if you have everything else in place, then it's you have all of these guys in their prime on big contract, starting to get on big contracts, and you're developing your quarterback. It's not like there's any real blueprint to it at all, but I'd say at the very least, you want the offensive line in place first.
Yeah, sure. If you don't have an offensive line, then you end up with Tim Couch.
Yeah.
You know,
And
you get sacked 70 times a rookie, and then that's the end of him. You know.
Yeah.
You just never
Joe
get a
Burrow.
quarterback like that.
Andrew Luck.
Riley Leonard touchdown.
Let's run some live numbers real quick. I got 18.5 now for Minnesota, total 20, 18.5, total 23.5. That would be a low team for Green Bay. 3.5 for Houston, 64.5 is that total now. 2.5 for Cincinnati, 46.5 is that total. 9.5.
64.5 with Riley Leonard.
That's real or not? No, it's not real. 10.5 for the Giants, 53.5. That just popped. 4.5 and 3.5 are available for the Falcons. Total 34.5. And Jacksonville is up to 30.5. 29.5 with juice, the prevailing number, 51.5 there. Anyone interested in anything at current numbers?
Leonard just uncorked the bomb down to the 1, and the Colts scored. Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, I just said that. I said he just scored the touchdown, Riley Leonard.
Oh, my bad. I forgot you're a million miles ahead of me.
Come on. Wake up. Come on. I got the. We were ever kicked the ball off. We were like you're huddling up.
I mean, the fact that DeMeco Ryans has to keep his starters on the field at home against this team with Riley Leonard I'm sure he's not real pleased with that, especially that defense.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, the defense. Like, what the heck?
The Texans are giving everyone the surprise after a whole season of the defense carrying the offense. Now they're like, let's go out and have the offense carry the defense for a game.
Yeah.
So the one thing with Tyler Shuck that I wanted to mention, and thank you for reminding me. I don't know why that reminded me, but it did. You talk about give Tyler Shuck a couple of years. That's the one thing Tyler Shuck doesn't have. He's the oldest QB drafted. He's already, 26 or 27?
26.
He's got to be good now or he's never going to be good. They don't have, you don't want to take 3 years to develop the guy and then have him turn, 30 on you. Just, and he's developed just as he starts to decline.
That is wild. He was born in 1999.
Yeah.
And it's simplest for him, Teddy. Back to your original question. I mean, next year comes around and we'll start a bunch of write-ups with second year of system, second year under head coaching staff. And that's where New Orleans will be, right? It should get improved. If it was this good first time around, it should get better as compared to Atlanta with Raheem Morris, who, I don't know, there's people who want him fired. I mean, Atlanta's been treading their wheels with Raheem Morris, hasn't gotten anywhere. So that's probably the most significant difference between those two.
So Raheem Morris was head coach in Tampa, and he lasted 3 years. That was Josh Freeman, the Josh Freeman era for the Bucs.
There you go.
And Josh Freeman had one, he's out of Kansas State, right? He had one great year and then was pretty bad the rest of the way and cost Morris his job. But Morris didn't make it maybe midway through the third season. There were a lot of questions about his leadership on that team. And it took him a lot of guys to get fired a couple years later. They're already interviewing. Raheem Morris took more than a decade for him to get back, to another job. And it kind of feels like he's crashed and burned this one as well. I mean, Atlanta's the most talented team in that division, period. And they've underachieved each of the last 2 years.
Also, I take it back. The Saints are still in salary cap hell. They have the most dead money in the league next year and are currently 23 mil over the cap for next season.
That said, Tom, that's way better than they've been.
Oh yeah, which is terrifying.
Yeah. The Saints still have one more year of this, but after next year, all the expiring money, because the Saints, I've never seen a team kick the can down the road more than the Saints did.
For nothing.
They kicked the can down the road for a full decade to try to extend Drew Brees' and they kept on, extend Drew Brees' championship window, and they've been paying for it in the last couple of years. Next year is the last year where they're paying for salaries for guys that have already left. In theory
To be fair, they extended Brees' window a very long time.
They
didn't win, but they gave it a shot.
Is that a beer, Tom?
No, this is water.
Yeah, who's drinking? Who's hammered right now? Anybody?
It's 11. It's noon for me.
The rig crew in the chat's definitely hammered. That's
what?
for sure. Why would they take money from a sports book unless they're fixing the games? Like, how many players? The fact that you have like players living on the street, they're fighting for health care to get their headaches, but yet they're all in on the fix. Good luck keeping that one a secret. Come on.
Yeah.
Like Jesse said, if you think it comes down to them calling a holding penalty or something ridiculous with a minute and 40 seconds left in the game, well, that rig can go either way. What's the rig side is the one you lost on because the other guy's happy, right? I mean, you said it perfectly, Jesse. If it comes down to a play in the last 2 minutes of the game for it to be rigged, yeah, come on. Why didn't they?
I mean, my biggest criticism isn't that they're trying to say that some games are rigged, but the fact that they're trying to blame the bookmakers, I really take exception to that because the bookmakers are doing just fine, and the idea that they need to
the bookmakers are making so much money off of morons like that guy who say, "Oh, by the way, your guy didn't get enough receiving yards because he pulled up lame in the third quarter. We'll give you your money back. You suck so bad." Yeah. They really got to fix the league. Yeah, okay.
I'm looking forward to doing Sean Higgs' show tomorrow morning. I got to get my beauty sleep so I can wake up in time for it, though.
I mean, what's tonight? It's your morning. It's nighttime.
It's morning for me. That's right.
I want to thank Javi Cash, who's been real good about posting in the chat guys that are in and guys that are out. Thank you, Javi. Davis Mills in the chat. In the chat. Davis Mills in the game for CJ Stroud right now. Davis Mills in the chat while he's on the field. He wants to know which way we want him to rig it for us.
Hey, we got coaches who are in the DMs at halftime in college. Why can't we have players in our chat in the NFL?
They're sliding into your DMs. I hear you, brother.
This is something you should have thought about if you were taking the Texans today. You think they should win the game anyway, right? They should probably win by 10 because they're just a better team. But if the Jags get up like they are 31-7 at the half, they won the division. Houston is not winning the division. Why am I leaving my quarterback in there? When we've seen guys get hurt, you know exactly what happens. Davis Mills I like Davis Mills. I think he's a decent backup. We've seen him win games in Houston before. So if they had the Texans, I still feel confident they'd get a win here.
There's a reason they call him Neck Foles.
The rigging guys are fighting back. Dirty Reg 22 and our Dirty Reg. Anytime money's involved, let's not act like everything's completely clean at all times. That's fine. Okay. This is what I want. Anyone that says this game's rigged, this game's fixed, you just got to tell me before it kicks off, and then show me your bet slip on the side where you know it's rigged. Because if it's so easy, if you know it, we all should be making money off of this stuff.
Yeah.
So just show me that ticket. Tell me which side's rigged.
Who's making the money? Because they're not making it on the brick and mortar joints here in the States, because that would be out there when people are moving that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just don't understand what they think the incentive is. The idea that they're trying to trick you into betting one side and playing that game, I'm just not the amount of money they're going to make just from doing it straight up is the formula is fail safe. They don't need to screw around and try and trick you into betting on the favorite so that they can help the dog cover. That's just not a thing.
Let's go into today's rig games. Cincinnati. How many people bet Cincinnati thinking, wow, the Cincinnati just got to beat the Browns today, right? Houston. You tell me they're going to lose outright as a double-digit favorite to Riley Leonard? Here, that'll be all up. Well, who's on the X right now? Is the fixes in already popping on these two games? Because that's where it would be, right? Cleveland beating Cincy and Colts beating the Texans with first place on the line. Division championship on the line. They lost the game. Rigged.
This thing really made it up when the Raiders got that call on the final play of the game when the defensive player held the guy down after he wouldn't let them snap the ball, and the ref threw a flag, and they're like, the game's over. You don't need to do that. Well, yeah. There is a chance that a ref will just let that go because there's 2 seconds left in a game that's over anyways. But it is a rule violation, so you can't say the game's rigged because he's calling a penalty on a violation from the defender, and then If you think it's rigged, then that defender has to be in on it to even do that. Like, why is he even doing that? If he just doesn't touch the guy, the game's over. The game's over if the defender doesn't hold down the Las Vegas player. And then Pete Carroll kicks the field goal. That is maybe a little odd, but teams are getting more into kicking the field goal first and then needing the touchdown later.
Dirty
I'm
red.
kinda
I'm
shocked
every
Trevor
game.
Lawrence
I'm just
is
saying we
still in
shouldn't be naive to act as if it never happens. We've seen plenty of scandals in the past. Not in the NFL, we haven't.
Yeah.
The last
What is
NFL
it, the
scandal was
last-
when
the last
Paul
Boy
Hornung,
Scout?
was suspended for the
Gotcha.
1962 season. You know,
I mean, the NFL is also like, if you're just going on the feasibility of things, the feasibility of doing it, NBA, sure. We've seen scandals. We've seen that kind of stuff. There's more ways for one person to manipulate a game. I'm not saying it's happening all the time or even really ever in the highest level of professional basketball. But the NFL is so many players, so many moving parts. You don't have, even the referees don't have enough of an influence there to even make it worth it from a financial perspective for someone to try and gain leverage to rig a game. Like, it's like the NFL is just not a sport you can feasibly do it. You'd be better off trying in basketball, which is quite frankly where games do get rigged. Like, there are definitely a handful of Division III basketball games every year that are on the take. I feel pretty confident in saying that, but it's not
The last game
widespread.
that I think was rigged probably happened when Tom was 12 years old. The Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
20
Oh my goodness.
That was about as. Put it this way: if guys in the chat want to say that game was rigged, I got no beef with that. I'm not saying it was the bookmakers that did it, though. I can't put my finger on why, but the calls against the Seahawks were absolutely and it was all
worse
I'm
than
not
the calls
talking
against the
about
Panthers yesterday.
Yes, because and we're not talking about this happened in the opening drive.
The first quarter,
Drive down the field, score a touchdown. Phantom, no, the touchdown doesn't count. That's how the game starts, and it just went that way the whole way. It was so bad that I think Bill Levy was the referee. He officially apologized to the city of Seattle 5 years later.
Jeremy Wilhelm's asking, I don't know how long my grandma is left to live, but she said she would love to see the Panthers in the playoffs one more time. She's hoping the Falcons beat the Saints. I'm hoping that the Saints, at least, I'm hoping that the Saints lose by a 3 or less if they lose. But
see, Jeremy says that, but maybe she has a long time to live. Maybe she's going to live another 10 years before the Panthers get in. You never know. You got to look at the glass is half full in that one. You know, keep going. She stays alive till they get in.
She did get calls in that one.
You know,
what?
I'm not anti anybody's grandma, but the fact that Denver beat the heck out of Cam Newton and those Panthers made me pretty happy. So sorry to grandma that the Panthers lost that game, but
they covered. That's all we cared, is that they covered. Never in doubt.
So Aubrey missed a big field goal, but they just got a fumble back there on Dart. So
was it 67? Did he try from 67 like Cam Little, or was it 57?
57. He
Auburn's
missed it.
now, I guess.
Why?
Saints going for it on 4th down.
Why are the Jags still playing Trevor Lawrence here? Up 31-7.
Oh, look at that. Nice catch.
Makes no sense, Sean.
Right? He's got to be out now. It's a minute left in the quarter, and it's 4th down. They'll probably kick a field goal here. Right? He's coming out. He's not playing the 4th quarter. You got you're on the road, right? Who are you playing next week? You're in where they got New England?
First year, first time head coach.
So can we step in now and take 28.5 with Tennessee for the 4th quarter? I mean, they're only down 24 now. Field goal makes it 27. You can get 28.
We can't if you want Brandon Allen on quarterback. You get 29.5 right now at DK.
Yeah, you could be winning going into the 4th quarter.
You want that, Rob Vino?
I'll take
Let's
that.
do
Yeah,
it, Rob.
29
Let's
and
do
a half.
it. Yes.
All right,
Tennessee
who's in?
plus.
Sean, Rob. We got Tennessee plus 29.5.
It's crazy. My little joint I use here. It's not even. It's off the board. That game and the Viking games they've been off the board since the 2nd quarter.
Sean, how about this overrun with the Denver Pioneers in college basketball. They score 180 again today. St. Thomas wins 92-88. They're like 15-0 to the over.
Are they 15-0, Rob?
It's either 14 or 15.
Have you been on it, or are you just paying attention to it?
But no, we got on it it was about 7-0, and we got on it. Me and Trigger were talking about it, wrote it a little bit, got off, and didn't get there today. Which makes me angry that I wasn't there today against St. Thomas. But I did cash about 3 tickets on them, yeah.
And college basketball fans, college basketball bettors, Rob, why don't you promote your show with Adam Trigger? It's a great show every day, every weekday on WagerTalk TV.
Yeah, real quick, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Full hour, full 60 minutes of college hoops. Basically what we do is we go ahead and open up with the marquee game for the night and then open it up to the chat. The chat is the ones who ask for the games that they want to know about, and we respond and analyze the games that the chat wants to talk about. So basically 60 full minutes, Monday to Friday, full court press, WagerTalk TV, myself and Adam Trigger.
NBA halftime, Pistons 66-56 at Cleveland. I had Detroit on my short list today. I did not pull the trigger. I was worried about the Dern injury, and that was dumb on my part, at least based on the first half of that ball game. UConn at halftime over Marquette as well.
Rob, you mentioned it, and like they don't have even. Sometimes you'll see a crazy readjustment to this. They haven't even done anything to offset those scores.
Yeah, you sit there and you play in that Summit League where nobody knows you even exist, and things can happen before it gets adjusted. Is that Taysom? I think you're inside the 10-yard line, Teddy, if I'm right with the Saints.
Yeah, second and goal, correct. There's hope.
I followed an over trend one time in Major League Baseball. I think the Detroit Tigers went over in something like 18 straight games, and I was on like 15 of them, and Covers wrote an article about it.
Yeah, I remember riding an Oakland A's over streak after the All-Star break where they went, I think it was 28-2-1 the over a 31-game span when no one was paying attention in July and August.
Yeah, I made money on that.
And I caught it early, and I'm just betting it every day. And there was a lot of BS, where it's they get an unearned run in the ninth to send it over, or it'd be 1-1 in the bottom of the seventh, and the bullpens would melt down, or the A's would get shut out, but their pitching staff would go up 11 that day. I mean, there were a fair few games like that, but that was one that I cashed probably 20 bets, over a 4-week span, betting on the same team.
I took an Esteban anytime touchdown for the Saints. He's had 6 rushes at the 1-yard line. He can't get in this clown.
I'm telling you. He touched the white line there too. But
call a timeout. I'll fly to Atlanta. I'm 322. I'll punch it in from you for nothing. Just pay for the airfare. I'll score a touchdown for you, New Orleans. How the hell can this guy get in?
Well, he'll get another chance on 4th down, maybe.
It's so hard to run into 10-man fronts on the goal line. I mean,
no,
but the last time down there, Shuck just faked it and bootlegged right to the corner. I mean, why not just do it again?
Well, they're in
Nobody
now.
there.
Touchdown.
Was it Estimate?
Hold on. They pulled it off. What's happening here?
Well done.
Pass interference.
It was up for a second. They moved it down, so I don't know what happened. You guys will get it now on your TVs.
Prez will get it tomorrow.
But now I see the flag.
Pass interference.
Offense.
Pass interference on the offense.
So good. That's fine. Take 3. I'll take 3 here. We're plus 3.5.
Pick play. What do they call it?
Yeah, maybe.
Some of that stuff is tough. Like Detroit had 2 called back in that final set of downs a couple weeks ago. Yep. One really wasn't even a pick.
My 26.5 is in jeopardy here in this Minnesota game with the Vikings on the 5.
What are they talking about here?
Max Brosmer can't.
They kicked the field goal, by the way.
Can't be stopped. That's fine. Field goals are good.
Just didn't look
There's
like
a lot of time in that game.
Sure. I don't mean to laugh, but Max Prosper did not look good on that play. That was one of those that makes you laugh if you're watching. As long as you don't have a bet on Minnesota. If you
I
have a bet
don't
on
know where
Minnesota.
I don't know where you're at. I'm on first and goal with the 5 for them, so I don't know where you're at on that game.
You'll see this play.
We got a field goal from the Texans to go 26-24. There's still 6 minutes in that game, in that third quarter.
Yeah. That game's going to go on forever. That'll be the game we're sweating at the end. You know, and that's, of course, we'll be here live, right here on End Zone Live, right through the finals. The last game of the early slate today.
Minnesota fumble. Minnesota fumble, baby. There we go.
Yeah. Wasn't that? It was just a funny play. It was just Brosmer tripping over someone and dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Teddy, how were you ahead of Sean?
I don't know. On that game, I was.
Yeah, they were ahead of me on that one. That's why I was like, I don't know which one you saw. I was like, that's why.
I was really confused. Is Green Bay playing for anything? Can they?
No,
they were locked into 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got Dan
That's why I love
Murkowski
sitting today.
Clayton tune.
But okay, guys, I just want to thank you all for joining us. We appreciate the likes, the comments, the follows. End Zone Live every Sunday during the early games. There's a whole group of us. We switch in and out. And we try to have fun, and we try to give you guys good info. So we appreciate all of your support. Visit the website, WagerTalk.com. Check out the oddslogic.com live odds screen. Get a free 7-day trial from OddsLogic. Go to oddslogic.com/Teddy. We've all got promos. We've all got stuff up available for purchase right now at WagerTalk.com. And thank you for paying attention. Thanks for watching. There we go. Again, that's the house cleaning. We're done now. What do you guys want to talk about?
Who's
Jeff
the biggest Joe Milton's running
surprise
ability today?
22. Do we take the 27.5 here, Rob? Or do we already got the 29? Because I got 27 now.
20,
on my spot.
yeah.
Yeah. Mine just finally came back up at 27.5.
Live bets. Carmen Joe have the Texans -5.5. I got the Jags -6.5. Jesse has the Saints +7.5. Joe and Carm have the Bengals -1.5. I got the Bengals money line -145. That does not look good right now. I have the Cowboys -2.5. That's a stinker of a bet. I got Cincinnati Cleveland under 49.5. Rob and Sean have Tennessee +29.5. Anyone doing anything currently? Crickets. Joe Dog, forgot to like y'all. Thank you, Joe, for liking us. Thanks for talking about liking us. We appreciate that very, very much. Makes all the difference in these YouTube algorithms, the likes, the comments, all that sort of stuff. So thank you.
What are the Browns right now?
-1.5. -1.5, -130, -1.5, -125, -1.5, -140.
Sounds like a fair price, but I'll pass.
Myles Garrett, 135 defensive snaps since his last sack. I told you at the Mo today at the plus price on Garrett getting a sack, and I believe that. I do not expect Myles Garrett to get the sack, and then this is a perfect scenario for him. Cincinnati's down. It's the fourth quarter. Burrow's still in the game. They got to play since he's playing for something. They want, or they're playing, and Garrett doesn't have a sack today, and he's not getting a sack on this play. Oh, Burrow escapes out of the pocket. He could have gotten a sack on that play because it was a busted play. Instead, Burrow ran for a first down.
I think that the Bengals should really take Joe Burrow out and put Joe Flacco in. It's a rivalry game for it's a revenge game for him. It might be his last game.
Joe Flacco was in on a quarterback sneak a long time ago.
Yeah, he was. I was like, I might have just watched Joe Flacco's last play.
So Buffalo's going to be in Jacksonville next week, right? Is that what the matchup going to be?
Yeah.
Buffalo -1.5. Taking the Jags. We know Carm likes the Bills to get it done.
See a total on it?
50.5.
Yeah, I'd be interested in over. I'd be very interested in over if they give me
my
51.
My number's a little bit higher than 1.5 on that game for what it's worth.
This was earlier. This was from this morning. I wrote them down.
Yeah. So as I was going through that, and I'll talk about this a lot on the opening line report for tomorrow. But when I was going through some strength of schedule stuff for this year, and again, when it comes to wild card weekend, the strength of schedule stuff is something you really want to pay attention to. The weakest strength of schedule is the Patriots by far, and then Denver, San Fran, Jacksonville, Seattle. All 5 of those teams had notably weaker than average strength of schedule this season. So again, that's Seattle, Jacksonville, San Fran, Denver, New England. In general, the teams with the weaker SOSs are not teams I want to back. Wild card, I want to back. So that's just based on my numbers, not staggered numbers. Staggered numbers are very, very good. The staggered numbers are the Rams having faced the toughest schedule in the league, and I got the Rams middle of the pack. It's Houston, the 4th toughest schedule in the league. I got Houston middle of the pack. So staggered numbers to me they're not very useful, but they're useful as a tool because that's how the mainstream media is going to look at the mainstream bettors even are going to look at strength of schedule for this year. They're going to look at staggered numbers, and I think those numbers are hot garbage.
Curiosity, Teddy, the difference between the division mates, Houston and Jacksonville. You said Jacksonville was one of the worst. Houston, middle of the pack. How much better was Houston's schedule?
Sorry, I just closed it. So let me come back and reopen it.
I mean, same question about the Rams
Houston versus Jacksonville. I thought that the Texans were about a point tougher per week than the Jets.
Same question, Rams 49ers.
Rams were middle of the pack. 49ers were notably easy. Again, about a point easier per week for San Fran over the course of the season. A little bit less than them. And both of them are a little bit less than a point.
We did get the backup in for the Jags finally here.
There you go.
Joe Milton scrambling to the 1 yard line.
Joe Milton making plays with his
He's
feet,
a running fool.
never with his arm.
Joe Milton, prop rushing yards should have been there.
The Colts are I can't believe the Texans cancel out Riley Leonard.
So the fact that Indy was like, we want another chance to see Riley Leonard. And again, Riley Leonard was a good quarterback at Duke. He was a good quarterback at Notre Dame. He showed signs. He just never showed, I'm going to be a star signs.
Touchdown Dallas.
I mean, do they really need another look at Riley Leonard, or is it we don't want to put a 44-year-old man in harm's way for a meaningless game?
I think they want to look at Riley Leonard. I do.
I think it's both. Like, if I'm Phillip Rivers, I've played 3 weeks of NFL action at 44 years old. I might be like, okay, put in Riley Leonard.
I think the Rivers was maybe we catch lightning in a bottle like Flacco, and once you're out of it, it's like, you know what? Let's put Riley Leonard in and see what we got here because we need.
Yeah, it makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Joe needs a miracle. Cowboys and Bengals points over 26.5. Cowboys and Bengals points.
He's got team totals for both of those teams.
They got to be team totals, I guess.
Well, good luck. I hope you get a miracle. 805 Noodles ask, are the LA Chargers sitting the whole first string? In the NFL, you can't sit the whole first string. All right. It's a 52-man roster. 46 are active on game day. And if you sit the whole first strings, that would be 22 guys that are sitting and leaving you with the 24-man roster. It's not enough. And even if you call it everyone on the practice squad, it'd still be a problem. So, no, they won't be sitting the whole first string on either side of the football. What they will be doing is sitting key veterans whose names we know.
That said, having the Chargers backup, seen plenty of time this year. Tons of backup offensive linemen have played in games.
Yeah.
And they've won an awful lot of games with second string players playing key roles. I just want to.
Yeah, they've basically been sitting the whole first string all season.
And this is not the preseason where you sit all your first stringers and the guys who are playing in the game, third stringers, are guys who you'll never hear from ever again and never see ever again. These are guys who are playing, who are already on NFL rosters and in NFL games. Backups play. Everyone plays in the NFL.
Garrett got a sack.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. All right. So my note.
No, I guess, and to that point, Teddy, it goes the same for the other side. The other side isn't sitting their first stringers and not playing for anything either. The other side, in this case, is as motivated as you could get where Denver's concerned, playing for the 1 seed. So it is a little different. It's kind of like a preseason handicap, but a little different than a preseason handicap, somewhere in between.
Yeah.
R.S. Levine is asking about the Bills' first quarter. Any opinions on the Bills' first quarter?
Under.
Burrow kind of went down easy.
Yeah, he did.
The old Michael Strahan.
Real easy.
Yeah.
Throw that ball away, Joe. Well, that was Cincy's last chance, I think.
You could twist my arm into Chargers plus 14.5 for sure in that game.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you have the fourth quarter back.
I like the Chargers.
Yeah, you do have to remember what Denver did in this exact spot last year, though, 38-0 against Kansas City.
Yeah, that's why you got to like the under. I think they're if they get up, I think the Chargers have already said we're looking forward to the wild card next week. We're going to try, but I think the coach knows they're always banged up. You think they're going to? I mean, yeah, they're going to play, but they're not going to go balls to the wall in a game when they're down 14-0 in the second quarter. It's
Riley Leonard, 131 pass rating against the Texans. Wasn't on your bingo card, Larry Mavid. Thanks for the comment, Larry.
Good point. Good point.
They're about to score. They're on a 6-yard line.
Rex has got a Bills -6 first half bet. Thinking there'll be some rich stadium sentiment.
I can do that. I could do that.
I wouldn't argue anybody off of that.
Trevor Lawrence had 4,000 yards passing. That's why he was still in the game.
All right.
And so to that
He's not in
point,
the game anymore, right? Trevor Lawrence is now on the bench.
He's on the bench now.
In the 4 o'clock or 4:30 window, Caleb Williams could become the very first Bears passer to ever throw for 4,000 yards in that game.
Yeah,
Which speaks volumes about the history of Bears quarterbacks.
Doesn't it?
Remember
Bobby
when we would have
Douglas.
5,000-yard passers?
There's not many 5,000-yard passers, Tom, for a season.
How many are there? It's like Breeze, right?
I mean,
Who else?
I think Marino maybe did it once. 5,000 yards is.
Peyton Manning, 5.477. Drew Brees, 5.476. Tom Brady, 53.16. Patrick Mahomes, 52.50.
Yeah, you go down. There's been 15, and most of them were Drew Brees.
He did it 5 times.
Yeah.
I say Drew Brees.
Yeah. Wow.
Jameis Winston has one.
Well, yeah, Jameis Winston had the 5,000-yard 30-30 season.
Yeah.
The greatest season in NFL history.
That guy does. You know what?
Jameis. How does he not start somewhere, honestly?
He's
the
gonna start
NFL
with
should
a
end it,
good-
then he starts
Because he
every
was
year.
30 on the 30. Jameis, to this day, Winston's going to throw it up. He's going to let your receivers make plays. He's going to let defensive backs make plays, and that hasn't changed.
He's the greatest.
I saw. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Something flashed. I was like, wait a second. What was happening here? No, forget it. Should have muted myself.
But like you look at the passing leaders, like just all the greatest seasons. That 2000 to 2012 range has most of these.
Yep.
Like of guys, not just 5,000 yards, but the high 4,000s. Like here we are. We have an extra game in the season, and where we might get a couple guys to 4,000 yards. Part of it's the kickoff rule.
Sure, the fields are shorter.
Yeah.
And the other part's that 80% of the quarterbacks are garbage.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Injuries seem to be up as well. How many quarterbacks actually play a full season these days?
So looking at the last 6, 7, there's been the passing leader the last 7 years has been a different quarterback every year. And when you see guys like Tua and Deshaun Watson on the list, neither of whom is likely to be an NFL. I don't know. Does Tua get another starting opportunity? I don't know.
Sure,
Deshaun
you
Watson
probably have to.
Tua gets one for a really bad team.
The Jets.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier, Teddy. Is I said they would make a great backup quarterback for a team, but do they want to be backups? I think they'd be so disgruntled that might not work out.
You go to Kansas City. Who's taking over for Mahomes? Go to Kansas City.
Yeah, they have to either draft one or get a free agent. He's not going to play till November at the earliest.
I'll take the under on that.
Run back Oladuka.
They could.
I've got it
that's what
over
he's
today.
Playing for today. Yeah, because it's really weird. We were talking about handicapping this board, but like the first thing I asked myself is, which team today or on Sunday wants to lose or has the least interest in winning? And it's got to be the Raiders. They have no interest in winning a game.
Chiefs money line is the bet.
Well, the Raiders are fine. If the
230.
Giants win this game, it's over. Raiders could win. Raiders could beat the Chiefs, and it doesn't matter.
True.
Yep.
Falcons field goal. Now 16 to 10.
Or at least I think. I don't think that anyone else can jump them in the standings.
No, they
There's
had
a bunch
the
of 3 and
worst.
13s.
They needed the head. Yeah, but the heads broke down where if then the Giants had the same record, they would have leapfrogged. So no, I think Tom's right there with them being number one with a loss or with a win, I should say.
Colts now leading the Texans. Houston is laying a half. It's Indy's laying a half-point favorite. Total 62.5.
Big play for the Bengals here. 3rd and 15. Cleveland on their own 4-yard line. 2:40 to go.
Yeah.
Down 5. You need to stop here to try to win it.
It's not that big a play because what are they going to do?
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
Barring some setback in rehab, I think Mahomes plays week 1.
Do you really?
Yeah.
No way.
If it was an Achilles, I'd say no way. An ACL, he plays. I don't think he plays in the preseason, but I think he plays week 1.
Carson Wentz still available.
There's a connection-ish. No, Carson Wentz was never there when Andy Reid was there.
Giant 70-yard touchdown call back for offensive pass interference.
San Fran Niner. Try telling you guys Jefferson 100 plus live, but you guys were too busy talking. Stop talking so much, guys.
Sorry, I missed that.
Brad had bets. Teddy, if only Myles Garrett got that sack out of the way earlier, I feel like the Browns may have thrown in the towel early. Instead, this game has been a battle for Cincy. Yeah, when you give up 2 defensive touchdowns, you don't cover many point spreads. You know, a non-offensive score in any game, college or NFL, is worth immediately, Rob. Is that worth 10, 15, 20% to your win to a chance of covering at least? You know,
yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you get a single non-offensive TD, you're at least a 60% chance, if not better.
This game should be 14-3. Should be 14-3 that Cincy game. But they've done nothing. I saw somebody said Sanders is going to be good. Sanders has been terrible as a quarterback. Does anybody want? I mean, a couple flashes.
He sacked himself on one play.
If I'm an NFL GM, do I take Tua or Murray to be anything other than QB2? So
Murray's going to get a starting job somewhere.
I think Tua will too.
I mean, somebody's going to take a chance on these guys. They've been playing. I fully agree. I don't think they're going to be back.
Let's say it this way. All right, we're saying somebody's going to take Tua or Murray to be a starter. What teams are going to? The Jets?
Sure.
No, Jets are drafting a quarterback.
I'm telling you that Kansas City could patchwork 8 games with one of those guys if they had to.
Kansas City needs a quarterback.
No, they don't.
But isn't that basically them being a backup, though?
Here's my take on Mahomes. The guy's been the last 5 years. He's got worse every single season.
Yeah, but the offense has gotten worse every single season.
All right, so we think he's going to be better next. So next year they're going to turn it around again with 87-year-old Andy Reid.
What?
Get out.
That's not what I said. They're just not going. Like Mahomes is going to be their quarterback for the next 15 years.
I don't think they're getting better. I don't think they're getting better. I think that window has shut. Kansas City is done. It's time to move on.
But if Kansas City gets
if Kansas City's moving on, I'll take Mahomes on the Jets.
Yeah. That window is not shut, and there's no way Mahomes goes anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's going anywhere. I'm just saying them as a championship.
And if Murray or Tua go to Kansas City, That's
They're
not
over.
a starting. That's not a starting job. That's a backup job. They're backups
The-
at that point.
Let's
That's
not
what I
forget.
said. Patch it in. You got to patch in those 8 weeks somehow.
I don't
But
think
Now,
I
you,
kind of
you
agree with
probably don't want to
Sean.
spend that money.
I
at
think they
most
are
he in
backup.
September.
I think the reality is they're only starters on like the Jets or the Raiders or the total bottom feeders. If you're not a bottom feeder, why do you want these cast-offs that their own teams don't want them? I really don't see Kyler Murray going into and leading a team to the playoffs. I'm not seeing it.
Well,
I
where's
think-
Atlanta with a quarterback? I mean, where are they? Where's
You got to give Penix. They got to give Penix another shot. I mean, you benched Cousins.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel
And-
like if Tyler Shook isn't the answer, Kellen Moore could take either one of those guys and make them better.
I think Kirk Cousins is a better option than Kyler Murray or Tua Tagovailoa, to be honest.
Oh, I'm
with
not
you.
saying that I believe it. I'm just saying that in the NFL, to find 32 guys better than both of those guys is tough to do.
And we could easily see Tua playing for Arizona and Murray playing for Miami.
I mean, is
that
Rodgers
would be
coming
classic.
back? Does Pittsburgh need a quarterback? Is Rodgers coming back?
Pittsburgh needs a QB.
Rob, I was about to say the same
Minnesota
thing.
needs competition for JJ McCarthy, unless Carson Wentz is still available, I guess.
Competition. They just move on from that guy.
Yeah, Vikings are going to bring in somebody, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Zach-
right.
Is Murray? But I don't know. Is Murray a free agent or is he's got to be traded?
The thing is, they're both going to cost a ton of money. That's the thing.
Not if there's no
Neither one's
market for
going
them.
rich.
Yeah.
Huh?
Someone mentioned Daniel Jones, but again, who wants a guy coming off of an injury like that?
Yeah, Colts are going to need a quarterback.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, what about Kirk Cousins? You guys think Kirk Cousins is just? I mean, to me, I think Kirk Cousins is a starter in the NFL. He might not be the best starter,
No,
but
I'll take
I think
Penix
he's a
over
starter.
Cousins. For a full season, it's not close. I'll take Penix over Cousins in a New York minute.
Yeah, but if you don't have that, I think Cousins could be a really viable candidate for the Colts.
Where's Andy Dalton? He's still in Carolina. I mean, come on, Cousins as a starter. He's good. He's a Flacco Rivers 5-game guy. Tops.
I could see the Colts going. I mean, I could see the Colts making a play for any one of those three guys of Cousins, Tua, or Murray.
What about?
And I think if you consider the head coach, Shane Steichen, I think Murray probably fits him better because he's the one who developed Jalen Hurts. He likes that, that RPO style quarterback that can run, can incorporate some quarterback run.
Yeah, that'd be a good spot there, Rob. You're right. Yeah.
Rex,
We haven't talked about Pittsburgh. We haven't talked about the LA Rams. If Stafford retires, as many people expect him to retire at the end of this season, the
That's
Rams
bad.
have their choice. Who do they take?
Well,
Don't they got Garoppolo?
Like I said, if the Rams have their choice,
What's wrong with Gucci Garoppolo?
everything.
Garoppolo's like Jameis Winston. Okay, he's had plenty of chances and he played his way out of all of them.
No,
All right.
Garoppolo needs to be a starter in the NFL again because I need to make money on my favorite prop, and that is Jimmy Garoppolo interceptions over 0.5. Death, taxes, and backbreaking Jimmy G turnovers. The three certainties in life.
If we just use process of elimination, Teddy, Tua's not going to Pittsburgh because it's about 20 degrees there. So that's the end of that. But LA, with Sean McVay, who knows?
I'm gonna say, short passes, West Coast kind of offense,
Right.
That's a good spot for him because he is, he completes
Good
his
offensive
passes.
line to protect him.
Honestly, it would be fun to see McVay with Murray.
That's not his gig, man. Like Rob's saying, he's going to take off a little bit. That's not a McVay offense. 2 is the spot there. Yeah, good one, Rob. Good pull.
Late game money for the late game money for the Patriots. 14s now popping up all over the place for New England against Miami. Wow. Also seeing late game money for the Rams, now 14.5 at a lot of books. That total now 49.5. We've seen over money come for Rams and Cardinals. We're also seeing more Broncos money. Broncos are up to as high as 15 here in Vegas, 14.5 in most of the rest of the world.
I'll be right back.
I think A-Chain's out for Miami, right? He's not playing.
I can't see them putting up much of a fight. It's just a question of how long does New England stay on the gas for? Because if they see Denver winning big, they're going to pull what Houston pulled, right?
Right. That's what you think. If it's a quick 14-0 first quarter, second quarter, I'm like, all right, are we still gonna play till halftime?
Right. Yeah, I mean, they cannot get Drake May hurt.
A little bit of Lions money. No, I'm not seeing the Lions money. I'm seeing nothing but Bears money. That line was 3.5. Now it's 4.5. You guys seen any Lions money?
Some of the 4.5s did backtrack to 4s, but it hasn't increased.
That's been Bears money since
a little bit of Lions money. So yes, Rob Vino's seen a little bit of Lions money. I haven't seen it.
Joe Milton picked off. There you go, Milty.
I think once they announced St. Brown would play, I don't know what difference it makes, honestly.
Equanimous?
Detroit.
Who's flushing the toilet? Who's that?
Sounds
Jesse?
like an airplane toilet in there.
He didn't fart or start making noises. He doesn't even know the right. He took the camera off like he came out naked.
There's Tom or Jess right there.
There he is. His bathroom's right next to him.
What's going on? American Airlines over there.
Yeah, Jess. So don't hit the camera off. Hit the mute button when you're in there. At least you didn't come in and rip one. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
At least you got the indoor plumbing. I know some of those places in Thailand, it's just the hole.
My apologies, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we got a good laugh.
It's all good, man.
You know, for about 2 years, I forgot Chase Young existed. And the last 5 games, I see Chase Young making plays all over the field.
A monster.
The same exact thing. I completely agree.
So, Teddy, we got our money line here on for Cincy here for the game. First and goal on the floor.
I hear you. It's a sweat. First and goal. 805 noodles. Those toilets are nasty, and that's a big part of this show, and not toilets, but the concept of we do a lot of shows that are scripted. We do a lot of shows that we have to get through things. This is not that show. This show we get to make fun of Jesse's toilet.
Riley Leonard picked off on the Indianapolis 33. Big turnover there in a 1-point game.
Kirk Cousins just got sawed in half.
Samaj Perine on the 4-yard line. He catches the parlay there at the 4-yard touchdown.
Oh, man.
SF9er. There we go.
There it is. Cincy touchdown.
When Pirine was on the Chiefs, that was one of my favorite. Another one of my favorite bets every week was just the Pirine receiving yards over, because it would be at like 4.5, and he would always get 7. Like every single week, he would always get 2 targets, and he would always catch them and just get his 7 to 10 yards, and that would be good.
And that's the coolest name there is, Samaj, man. What better name is there? What cooler name is there than that?
That's a top tier name for sure.
Maverick MacGyver is pretty cool.
Teddy, as we speak, the Bears are down to 3.5 almost universally.
So there is lots of money coming in for Detroit.
Yeah.
Bang. Money coming in for the Lions.
Is that
credit where credit is due?
Here's the thing. Who's betting these kind of games? Is that the public coming in? Why don't the public coming in on the Lions here?
No.
Or is that's the sharp saying, you know what, you're going to give me more than a field goal versus a team that might bench their guy the second half. I'm going to just
play for here.
Check
but like
Johnny
you said,
Detroit's accounts.
You lose 50-10 to a team, you kind of want to take it to them a little bit. At least beat them and say,
that was my thought process. I don't trust Detroit to show up in outdoors today. I don't trust it.
They haven't shown up since Thanksgiving. They haven't shown up. They're going to show up today in Chicago out of the playoffs.
Since the bye, Lions 3-6 straight up, 2-7 ATS, and one of the 2 covers was fraudulent, if memory serves correctly. It was a game that was tied, and they scored late.
Ben Johnson's itching to get a second chance at that team.
But at the same time, that's not the Bears are playing a playoff game next week. That's far more important than getting revenge on this team this week.
Yeah.
But I think the 2 seed is more important to the Bears than it is. Like the Eagles could get the 2 seed, but they're not even going to play anybody.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't mind if we go on the road.
Field goal, take the lead. Bengals missed the 2. Here we go. Now we got to play this game.
Here we go. Is Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl? Here we go.
Here we go.
Boom, 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 boom.
Get the towels. Whoever said the quarterback got sawed in half a little while ago, it just reminded me of the Georgia quarterback the other night getting sawed in half a couple of times and completing passes too. It was crazy.
We lost that 29.5, by the way.
Says 49er YWB in the last 4 days have lost 22 parlays by one leg. Hint, play less parlays.
Yeah, he knows better, but he SF9er, there you go. Mr. Parlay. $22 by, so even if there are one legger, so let's go 2. So that's 44 games.
Yeah.
And he's at 22 by 1. Oh my goodness. 4 days, 22 parlays.
Are the Packers really trying to kick a field goal on the last play of the game, down 16-0? Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Look at that, 4th and 4 from the 5. Let's put some points on the board, baby. We ain't getting shut out. We're not breaking
right.
it.
The Giants just lost 3 more spots in the draft for next. And the Giants fans really cheering this.
Minnesota under 26.5 in-game cashes.
The Giants are the one that didn't want. They're not chasing a quarterback. Dart's going to be their quarterback.
Yes,
So
I mean you think they
1,
should be
2,
because you got a guy he's not going to last 5 years, but
like Mendoza or Dante Moore, they're not on their radar 1 and 2. And of
Sure,
course, you
but
can get the 1 or 2 and
If you
trade.
get the 1 or 2, you trade it and get yourself
that's
more
right, yeah.
draft. I mean, it's still worth something. It's worth a lot more than a win against the Raiders.
Do you think guys like the interim coach when he goes in for a regular gig for a head coaching job somewhere gonna be like, well, why'd you stink it up? Is it an unwritten rule like, hey, the owner, if it was your team, you want to lose games, get a better draft pick? Do you think those guys get a little like leeway pass on if they lose out as an interim guy like that, right? Like how? Like this guy wants to prove that he can win games, but on the same token, the ownership's like, why the hell you win them, bro? We could have a pick trading and get 3 guys instead of 1 good one. We get three pretty good guys instead of 1 guy who might be great.
Yeah, but that's why teams don't tank. Organizations do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I like the fact, like, you got to be losing these games. Well, the fact that Jackson Dart's still out here playing with 10 concussions this year tells you that, he wants to win games.
Yeah.
You guys
We
are
saw
sleeping
Tank
on the
last
NFC.
week.
You guys are sleeping on
Las
the
Vegas.
NFC South Championship game right now.
I'm not sleeping.
What do you
I'm
think? 5 minutes to go.
sweating every bit of this game because this is my. Since he's not getting there, I need New Orleans to get there.
It's about to get exciting here. There's one final drive for the Saints to upset the apple cart and send the Bucks out of the playoffs.
It's already exciting.
That's
Estime's going to
exciting.
try and get in the end zone again.
Shuck! Look at that hole.
Down to the 23.
All right, I got a question for you guys.
All right, shoot.
This is the season where nobody is good. The top 2 teams are you've got 2 teams that aren't double digits to win the Super Bowl. This feels like the year to take some shots. Who's your team that's not the Rams to win the Super Bowl?
So I think we did this. We did this over the first half. Did we do this in the first half of the show or the second half, where everyone made a Super Bowl pick, regardless?
Let's have
Tell me
it
the
because I wasn't here.
All right.
Yeah,
So I picked the Eagles. From a strength of schedule standpoint, Philly's the defending champ, and if I'm taking one team, it would not be the long shot. It would be one of the shorter shots who I know can win it because they're good enough and they face the toughest schedule. So my pick is Philly. Who do you got, Jess? You gave someone earlier.
Well, it was quantified before that price is no object, so they
Yeah.
just wanted to know who won, and they weren't asking you the value, right?
See,
Right.
I'm asking value.
Yeah,
Specific.
and he's asking value, so it's a different question altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you rattle off the prices for us there, Tom? The top 10 teams or whatever.
Sure thing. If I can make this work. There we go.
Oh, my goodness. Browns on a freaking 40. What are we doing here?
Sweating.
At the top of the list, we have the Seahawks. I'm just pulling the FanDuel numbers right now, but Seahawks, we got plus 440. Rams, we got plus 470. Broncos plus 750. Eagles plus 850. You got some nines out there. Bills 10-1. Patriots 11-1. Houston 13. Jacksonville 13. Green Bay
That was like a bad pick. Oh, geez, a real bad pick if you had to.
Oh, yeah.
To me, it's New England and Buffalo are the two that you should consider. I mean, Buffalo can lose to anybody, but they could beat. To me, they're a team that could lose to anybody or could beat anybody. If things fall in the right place for Buffalo, Josh Allen, yeah, that's the value for me. New England or Buffalo.
What's Baltimore?
Baltimore is 20-1, and that's the one I have my eye on.
But they won't
let's hope
be
20-1 right now because they're not locked in.
Yeah, they won't be once they're
Yeah,
in.
they have an extra game.
So, that's
What's
the
the
one
Chargers?
where
What?
Chargers.
22.
Yeah, give me that one.
You can actually find some 25s around there too.
I mean, I like the Jags, but you're talking 25-1 and 22. Even with Baltimore, those two, why not?
Well, the Chargers at the same price as Baltimore is way better value. I mean, at least they're in.
Yeah.
They're in.
And Herbert at quarterback is a magician in my mind, and Lamar is a once magician that just doesn't seem to have it anymore.
Well,
I think
he's banged up like hell this year. He's been hurt all season.
Chicago at 22-1 is interesting when you factor in that they're on a mission from God.
Yeah, but they don't have the sunglasses.
Yeah, but I ain't betting them at 52-1.
The hell
I have a
happened
buddy
to
who's
Mike
really
Daniel wants us to talk late game ATS picks, please. All right, late game. Let's just run the numbers. New England 14-44.5. Anyone?
Who's that? I'm sorry.
The New England over Miami 14-44.5.
Under.
Yeah, I'm not tempted by that game. KC.
Wait. Does New England have anything to play for?
Yeah, they're
Well,
playing
they
for
could be
top
one.
three
If
this
Denver,
game.
if Denver
Denver
loses, they
could
could be
lose.
one.
Yeah.
Denver could lose, by the way.
Anyone could lose. It's any given
Denver's
Sunday.
a 14-point favorite too. Yeah, I see them playing the full game because that my only thinking is I'd like to take Dolphins plus 14 if New England's going to be like, all right, let's just pull everybody at halftime.
The good thing about 2026 and 1996 is that you can get in game now. So there you go.
Facts.
Tom. You're still alive for that one.
Yeah, that's
Chiefs-
probably how I'll play that.
Chiefs Raiders. Chiefs 33 down to 3.5. 36 the number. What's the
Under.
money? 3.5. Maybe I look at the money line. It's time.
Under.
Chiefs
Oladokun can't throw for $100.
$100.
And that's it for the Browns here, kicking a field goal.
You get underneath $2 now in some spots, but probably $2.
Not much. It's not appropriately priced for a 3.5 point favorite. You see what I'm saying? A 3.5 point favorite on the money line is not supposed to be. We're not supposed to be talking about minus $2.
Right.
And what are we talking about?
But yeah, it's the
Yeah,
only
so what
way
is
I
that,
can play it.
minus one
guess-
and minus 180. Still minus $2 out there. All right, let's get it off of that. Late game action: Jets, Bills, 12.5, 39. Anyone?
I mean, one of the somebody in the
he
chat
miss it?
before posted Bills first half. I could agree
yeah.
with Bills first half. Somebody showed -6.
Browns win. Imagine giving up 6 points and losing a game when you score 18 as a defense.
Bills first half is minus 7.5. So the -6 is either a fictional number or a number that's long gone.
See, don't be sending us those fictional numbers in the chat.
But no, so again, that line is bounced up and bounced down. He could have easily gotten a -6 earlier, and if he did, you got a good number. More power
Rob,
to you.
No,
But
it was
current
Bills
number's
first
7.5.
quarter. That's what that guy had. I remember seeing that one.
First quarter can't be -6, can it, Teddy?
No.
No, it's first half -6. He said first half -6.
He could already have been in his pocket. You didn't have to, you know.
Yes.
the-
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now.
Beginning of the week bet for sure.
Yes, that was available. More
And
money
that's
for
a
the
good
Lions.
bet. In my mind, that's a
Nothing but
good
Lions
bet.
money. 3.5 at plus money now for Chicago. So 51 the total there for Chicago, Detroit. Philly down to 3 at a lot of books. Still 3.5, 38.5, 39. Anyone?
I'll take Washington.
Washington plus 3.5, plus 3.5. Why don't you take plus 3.5 instead of plus 3?
I think they're winning outright, so it doesn't make a difference. Give me the points. Let's go.
Washington on the money line right now. Money, again, you just click around the odds logic live odds screen. I'm seeing plus 150 widely available for the Commanders.
I got to say,
on the money line.
I'm not giving up both sides by saying I like money line and the points. SF9 thinks you're giving up both sides if you have money line and a plus the points. But that's a guy who's bet 44 parlay.
Browns beat the Bengals 20-18. Cleveland gets to 20. That does, however, cash the in-game under that we had on that. So at under 49.5. So we get a W for that one. Let's go. Let's just finish these and we'll grade what we have for today. Chargers, Broncos 14.5, 37.5. Rams 14, 49.5 against Arizona. Anything there?
I have plays on both of those, so I'll keep quiet.
All right. You can check out Rob Vino's. Go to wt.buzz/RV for Rob Vino's homepage and get his late game selections for tonight. And someone was saying, whoever was
I was
saying,
going to say, I got 14.5 with the Chargers. I'll give me 14.5.
Miker wants to know, is this an auction? All right, I got 14.5, I got 14.5, I got 15. Who wants 15, 15.5?
Good call.
Caesars has over 9.5 minus 115 for the first quarter in Rams Cardinals.
Over 9.5 points.
Yeah.
And of course, the night game tonight, Baltimore 3.5, 41.5 at Pittsburgh against Steelers. There are some 4s out there, not many, but there are a couple of 4s out there for the Ravens. Anyone interested in that game?
Yeah, I just feel Baltimore and nothing in that game.
Yeah, I wrote. I was thinking about the Pittsburgh side, and then I read the comments that I wrote last week, and I'm like, I don't want Aaron Rodgers. Don't take Aaron Rodgers in the cold. Don't take Aaron Rodgers in the cold. Don't take Aaron Rodgers in the cold. I wrote it 3 times, so I'm not taking Aaron Rodgers in the cold.
To their benefit, TJ Watt's back tonight, but hey, DK Metcalf couldn't have picked a worse 2 weeks to get suspended because their receiving core is just. When Valdez-Scantling is the guy, your go-to guy right now, it's tough.
Mel in Denver says, Teddy, the very best bet you can make right now live is Dallas Stars double chance. Stars win or draw at plus 100. Appreciate the recommendation. I don't bet hockey, but I know there are many of you out there that do. Infamous likes the Ravens over Pittsburgh. He doesn't know why. Appreciate your guys' comments very, very much. And there was something I was going to do when we're going to run through we're going to grade some of these bets.
Oh, my word.
I'm sorry?
Circa tweeted out a minute ago, touchdown Bengals. And there was one guy who was a minute 29 away from becoming a millionaire in Circa Survivor because he had Bengals today.
Oh, oops.
That's brutal.
Survivor is brutal. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Survivor, you can only say it's for entertainment value only. If you like having your nuts cut off every week.
Seriously.
People are like, oh, this is the most fun I've ever had. I'm like, that's the least fun I've ever had with Survivor contests. Like every week you're freaking just sweating your ass. Carmen Joe is at Texans minus 5.5. We're going to grade that as an L. All right. Houston's not going. Well, it's not over yet. They got a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. I get the Jags minus 6.5. We can grade that as a W for Jacksonville. Jesse has the Saints plus 7.5, which he is sweating now. And New Orleans. Will they fight hard for the last TD drive? We will see. That is going to be an interesting point spread outcome for New Orleans. And Atlanta. Bengals money line minus 145. Well, that's no good. Bengals minus 1.5. Joe and Carm. Well, that's no good. Cowboys minus 2.5. Well, that's no good. Titans plus 29.5. How's that looking?
Nope. That was no good.
Not that good. All right. So
Colts take the lead. 2 minutes to go. Davis Mills, legacy drive incoming.
Carmen Joe of the Texans minus 5.5. So they're going to need a
Texans
touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Jesse got the Saints plus 7.5. We need some help there as well. Otherwise, we're not looking at a real good day with these 2 and 4 with the ones that have already been decided. So
We got a real good argument in this Saints Falcons game if that was a first down or not on 4th and 1.
Can we discuss Chargers Denver, or did I miss it? So I have a free play video on my page right now, wt.buzz/TC, that breaks down that game. I made a case for LA. Any of you guys want to talk about the Chargers Broncos? And Santos Fuenos is also asking, Texans live money line bet right now. Is now the time to do it? And if so, do you want it? Houston on the money line right now in game. Just to pull up the number from the Odds Logic live odds screen, you can get the plus 110 with the Texans right now. Anyone interested?
I'm interested in talking about Chargers Broncos. We've talked about it a few times already on the show, but I just don't think the Broncos are designed to win games by more than 2 touchdowns. They don't have much of a running game, below average running game. RJ Harvey's their RB1 at the moment. He's not the guy that salts away games by churning away power. He only averages 3.9 yards per carry, which is well below league average for RB1s. I think the Chargers with Trey Lance, it'll be a chance for Trey Lance to showcase himself for future teams. The Harbaugh family has been known to play to win even with backups and be competitive and not slack off. And I expect the Chargers to fall within that 14.5 point number.
I like it.
We got 3 games live. Indy, Houston, 30-29. The Giants and Cowboys, 34-17. Atlanta and New Orleans, 19-10. We'll see how hard the Saints are going to try to fight through to get in the back door in that one. See how hard Houston's trying to get the W here. I'm going to take a second and just switch my TVs around. I'll be right back, you guys.
It's funny. It was Estimate trying to get that 4th and 1 again. Just trying to fight for that 1 yard on all these plays.
Jennifer, yes. If you can find Michael Wilson over 60 yards receiving, take it, because I'm seeing a lot of 70s around. I've got him for 80 yards, just about 80 yards. But yeah, if you have 60, take it. Take the over.
Reappear.
The infamous 6. Thank you guys for actually doing this. You're all amazing. I'll take your outlook, Jesse. Best of luck regardless. That's very sweet. Thank you. We appreciate the kind words. And look, guys, we appreciate you guys. The feedback on the show has been amazing. That's why we do it every week. It really has. So the more you talk about it, the more you tell your friends about it, all that kind of stuff, we're happy. Something just big happened for New Orleans, and that's
Touchdown happened.
The first part of it was Dante Pettis to get him inside the 30, and then things happened.
Oh, beautiful.
Onside kick coming up.
How many? So what we need is to say, the Saints are out of timeouts. Good. I don't want none of this shenanigans where you get through the back door and then you have to sweat out because you're calling timeouts like the nonsense in Carolina yesterday. Look at Chuck. Nice catch. Nice play. Nice cover. Thank you.
Oh, geez, that was a great catch.
Good teams win, great teams cover.
Hell yeah.
So the Falcon win puts who in? Puts Tampa in the playoffs?
Falcons puts Tampa
Puts Carolina in.
No, Falcons puts Panthers in. Tampa Saints put Tampa in.
It's really confusing. We keep getting
Carolina will be
Rams 9.5, 47.5 in Carolina.
Yeah, well, didn't Carolina beat them there earlier this year?
Yeah.
It'd be a revenge game.
So how bad is Carolina on the pantheon of modern playoff teams? Because from a power rating standpoint, the Panthers are going to go in the playoffs as low a power rating team as I've seen in
they already beat this team, Teddy. They beat them here.
I know.
Bryce Young is going to have his back against the wall. It's going to be win or go home. And Bryce Young with his back against the wall turns into Joe Montana.
I'll take the under. I'll take the under.
What does Matt Stafford turn into with his back against the wall?
Yeah. Benjamin Bergam, Jesse, should we take the Chargers at plus 14.5? I think Jesse said that several times. Yes. Wasabi,
He
Saints.
just
Let's
wants
go
me to
Saints.
say it one more time.
Let's go Saints. Backdoor cover. The backdoor has been my friend this weekend in the NFL. And so someone was asking, so I cashed with Carolina yesterday, and I'm like, and my buddy was like, oh, never in doubt. Ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, dude, I lost every freaking one of these games in October and November. It's like, if I wasn't winning by 6 touchdowns, they would find a way to not cover. So when I get lucky sometimes, I ain't going to complain about it. You know, right. I ain't going to give the money back. You have to be lucky in the NFL. You have to be very lucky in the NFL, or you're not going to catch as many tickets as you should. Look at Houston fighting. Texans are fighting right now. Someone asked if we should have bet the Texans at plus 110. The answer is yes.
That Davis Mills legacy drive, right, Sean?
Well, I mean, you're at the 41 here. Obviously, you want to just get as close as you want 7, I guess, right? I mean,
yeah, they still have like a minute 40 left. They got plenty of time.
Yeah,
like all day. Thank you, Craig. Craig Carey says thank you for doing this every Sunday and sharing your expertise. I mean, honestly, I do it because I like the guys I'm working with, and it's fun. You know, I mean, this is the first time I've really got to hang out with Tom and Sean on this show. Rob, I've known for most of my adult life, and he's one of my favorite human beings on this earth. And Jesse, I've known for a number of years, and even though we haven't hung out, I've had plenty of opportunities to do stuff with Jesse before. But I can hang out with guys like Tom and Sean, who I really didn't know, and they're fun and it's funny, and it's a good way to spend a couple hours. And when we talk too much, I talk too much. You guys talk for a couple minutes, but we appreciate all the kind words. We appreciate you guys thanking us. We thank you right back for watching the show and appreciate it. If you like us, hit the like button.
I appreciate I didn't leave an impression on you 17 years ago when we had dinner together. Thank you.
I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know.
Pulling out of the archives here.
You know, me and Rob apparently did a show together that we don't remember.
Yeah, you do so much over the course of time.
I know, Rob. I know.
It's tough.
Somebody's taking
things I do remember.
Beautiful looking knee, Atlanta. Thank you. Saints 6-0 ATS close out the season. Tyler Shook will get a Christmas card from me this year. He made me some money. Oh,
on the 28-yard line here for the Texans.
Texans are trying to win by March. Texans are still trying to cover your -5.5.
Yeah.
Nice.
AOD.
Now, usually
Tom, I didn't even get to answer at the time, but that would have been
at 125.
I was saying earlier that I bet Houston at plus 750 to win the AFC a few weeks back. So I think you said Houston was somewhere in the 13-14 to 1 range when you were going over Super Bowl odds and value prices. That would be the way I would lean.
I like it. No one's really talking about them. And yeah, today's game isn't great, but I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think the Eagles Chargers. That's my Super Bowl. I'm going with Eagles Chargers.
That would be nice.
I think your problem there is the Chargers are cursed.
Yes,
they certainly are.
But they've been in the Super Bowl before, cursed or not.
Yeah.
Chargers are going to be at New England, right, next week? Is that how that works out?
I tell you what, I could land.
I don't know. So the scenarios, I never pay attention to the scenarios because I don't care. It's like all I care about is, does this game matter? And give me 2 teams in a point spread. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tomorrow you'll be talking about
Chargers Eagles.
Yeah, Chargers New England. Yep.
Hopefully we do this. I don't know. We're doing this for the play. So this format of this show works a lot better when you got multiple games to talk about. When it's just one game, we kind of beat the horse to death a little bit. That's why we don't do it for Monday Night Football and that sort of thing. So I don't think we're going to be doing it in the postseason. We might, but I haven't heard anything that says that the WagerTalk's doing it. And I would expect that we'll do it again next year, every Sunday for the early games, because when you have a bunch of games to talk about, it makes for an entertaining show. So appreciate, thank you, IUD. And again, if we do have a show next week, we'll certainly let you know via social media.
We're actually going to have a new kind of show. It's just going to be Sean Higgs narrating the game, and that way everything 5 seconds beforehand and get some in-game bets in.
Teflon Don lost it all, taking the Bucks -3. Thanks. Sorry, man. I was on the other side of that.
Actually, if you think
take it.
watching Prez during the regular season was entertaining, get him in a playoff game.
Yeah, he's the same.
Yeah.
Prez is the same. It doesn't matter. Regular season, none.
with Higgs telling him in advance that he's going to lose.
Someone's got to
gets
give me his
that
number.
out of that.
Somebody's got to give me his number. I'm just going to text him randomly during the playoffs next week. Be like,
Genius.
10
Wait
seconds
till
on
he's
the
got a
clock.
5% on Buffalo or something.
Does February miss this? Is that why there's 10 seconds on the clock? What's going to happen here? Houston going for the W.
they got it. We got it. It's a big good 32-30.
What are these Houston helmets?
Yeah, they're in. 12 seconds left. And chance for shenanigans for Indy on the final play of the game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Rob,
think
Dino,
what
these
happened.
uniforms or not?
Honestly, how many teaser cards you think got ripped up on Houston now?
I don't know why people would bet teasers in week 18. Kelly was talking about it. I'm like, it's not a teaser week. There's lots of games that are going to be far away from the numbers.
Yeah.
Teasers are at their best when every point spread is perfect. That's why the NFL is such a good teaser league.
That's not actually true, Teddy.
What's
Teasers are at their best week 1 of the preseason. Second best every other week when they're perfect.
that? Okay.
I love those week 1 preseason teasers are my favorite thing in the. That's my best NFL betting week every year.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I
What do you do?
I'll-
You
I'll-
tease
I'll-
everybody up to plus like 10 points or something? You just tease all the numbers up?
Yeah, you just tease all the totals up or you tease all the totals down and have like a total of 23 in a game.
Rob Vino, you were asked from R.S. Levine, 367. Any thoughts on late college basketball games? Anything stand out to you? There was something I was interested in Indiana at 7, at 8.5. I talked myself out of that. And I was looking at the Washington State side at 5.5, and I talked myself out of that, and that's bet up to 7 too. So I'm really wasn't that close today in college. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, without talking about the pair that I have at WagerTalk, I would say the Murray State team total, guys, 82.5. I would look that direction. Again, just a play that I looked at that I think has a little bit of value in it. 82.5 minus, I'm looking at minus 118, minus 120 here. But Murray State's offense has been incredible so far this year.
Murray State team total. So we got one play left, meaning one play in this Colts-Texans game before we say goodbye for the season on End Zone Live. We hope you join us again next year. We really appreciate all the the support for this show has been phenomenal, both behind the scenes and in favor and in front of the scenes. And boy, I want to thank all you guys for joining us each and every week. And even if you came in once, we appreciate it. Visit the website, WagerTalk.com. Check out Jesse Schul. Check out myself, Rob Vino. Tom Ziola, where can people find you? Where's your content?
You can find me, first off, check out Picks and Parlays, the YouTube channel there. You can see Sean, you can see Jesse on there as well. Be sure to give us a follow too. It's not competing. It's all under the same family. But you can find me personally at TV at Work on Twitter as well.
And Sean?
Yep, at Mr. John Higgs on the X. Picks and Parlays with the crew, the Junior League. That's what we're the forgotten bunch. It's all right, Teddy. You'll remember us eventually.
Someday.
Yeah, so Picks and Parlays. Jesse does a lot of videos. I do a lot of videos there. So again, all under the same umbrella. Come check me out. As Jesse said, I did pretty good last year. We'll see how we do. See how we do this year. Again, I put in the chat earlier, Teddy. You put it up there when we were complaining about I keep track of these tough losses. Listen, man, that rearview mirror is tiny, right? That's why it's tiny in the car. Windshield, the entire front of your freaking vehicle. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't dwell on it. You just turn the page, move on. If you're going to do this, short memory. Turn the page.
Rob Vino had the great line about that. He's like, you got to be like an NFL cornerback with no short-term memory whatsoever.
Yep.
But we got shenanigans on the last play. Big shenanigans on the last play for the Texans. No, they didn't.
Texans,
Minus 5.5 good?
Touchdown, Texans.
Oh my word, what a cover. Rigged.
and the teaser tickets, tape them back together.
Yeah, unreal. That, my friends, is shenanigans. That also had a big.
Well, I mean, some of you owned your teasers.
Game
I mean,
total for that.
you should have had a 1.5. You should have been down -1/2 on. Well, it's on 6 or 7.
The big man got there.
If you do the crazy, 3-team, 4-team big pleaser teasers for 10 points, you'd be safe with a -1/2.
Did you see the one the other night where they did the pitch stuff at on the very last play of the game? It hit the cone and was got a safety for it.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Pitchy woo woo. Which game was that? Was that the Ole Miss game? Right? What game?
Yeah, Ole Miss,
Yes.
Georgia.
Yeah.
It's at 39-35 it landed. Yep.
Yeah, that's the final. That touchdown counted 38-30. No extra point on the walk-off touchdown on the last play of the game. So we got 2 comments here. I'm just going to put them up because this is just going to say it. Thanks for taking the time, everyone. Good luck in the playoffs, everyone. I say my Rex for fun. I agree 1,000%. Robert, this was great this season. Thanks, you guys. Hope it a probable postseason. I wish the exact same thing to you. That's a great comment. Larry Mavid, have a good one, guys. Appreciate you all. Right back at you, Larry. Great show, guys. Enjoy your Sunday from Bill Sandoval. We appreciate you, Bill, and thanks for sharing the story.
You got to give Houston. You got to give Joe Madden a win. She had the in game 5.5.
Okay, let's grade out the finals. Texans -5.5. That is a W for Carm and Joe. Saints +7.5. That is a W for Jesse. So for the day, 4 wins, 4 losses. Nothing to write home about, but certainly no disaster if you were following us when it came to the in-game wagers. For Rob Vino, for Tom Viola, for Sean Higgs, for Jesse Schul, we're signing off. Check back tomorrow. More good quality live content from WagerTalk TV starting at 7 in the morning with college basketball, 8 a.m. with the NFL Open Line Report, 9 a.m. with WagerTalk today. So come back and join us between now and then. Enjoy the games. Best of luck with all your bets. Thanks for watching WagerTalk TV. Cheers.
See ya.
Peace.